Greetings.
I've never greeted a Twitch before.
So, we start our journey, or at least this adventure. Maybe you guys aren't going to go anywhere and you're just going to stay exactly where you start, which would be an interesting approach to take, but hey, who am I to argue?
I turn into a tree and plant myself.
And you guys are in Jotlaranda, which is the capital city of the nation of Jotla. Nations being somewhat of a rarity in the world, so a little bit of a novelty that they've got, a collection of cities that are working together. There's a lot of city-states. And there you go. You are here in Jotlaranda. You're currently in a small ward of Jotlaranda. Oh, I moved you guys and didn't move myself. And I say small. It's one of the larger ones, but it's divided by canals, so it feels very, very close community type thing. It's like Queens. And you guys are roughly here in the ward of Marinau. And I wrote a nice little description for you earlier, but for those who missed it, Marinau is a low-middle income area of Jotlaranda, split by several canals and generally residential, with a few low-density businesses. It is possible to live your life without venturing into the surrounding wards, but it won't be much of a life. So, it's a very local area. It's maybe like Brooklyn, I guess, might be an interesting way to describe it. Everyone from Marinau is very much from Marinau, like the fact that it's part of Jotlaranda is like a whole, sure, whatever, but we're Marinauans, which is the collective, because I just said it. So, currently, there is a funeral happening. And as a couple of you look upon the proceedings, the cleric leading the ceremony is talking about the life of the interred. Pick up his name is Weka. And there's
Silent,
yes.
Real quick.
Mm-hmm.
No, wait, sorry, that's I thought that was something else.
Okay.
My mistake.
Don't worry about it. So so he's waffling on.
I thought it was a thing that you'd forgotten, that you'd put on the wrong layer, but no, I'm mistaken.
Yep, it's all good, dude. Don't worry about it. So, as the attendants are lowering this stone coffin into the ground, it pauses just level with the ground, and the cleric steps forward and kicks this large stone bolt into place on the top. And these runes that were previously not visible light up with a flash of divine glow, snaking around the bolt and sealing it in place, sort of knotting it around its whatever you call the thing that a bolt goes into. Receiver, I guess.
Bolt hole?
I guess. There's a...
Sounds
I was thinking, yeah, bolt hole doesn't seem right for, like, when it's just a thing that's, like, attached to something, but sure. Anyway, there's a wail from a cluster of dwarven figures on the right-hand side of the grave as we look at it here, and a small jingling of chainmail as a dwarf reaches inside his ceremonial garb for a tissue and passes it across to the one next to him. There's a loud noise as the dwarf makes use of it. And so here lies our brother, forever interred into the ground, where his body will be undisturbed by the foul forces that swirl around the prime material plane. His soul continues to the great forges of Torg. Go forth and create, both our departed friend and you, my brethren. Torg's flame shine upon yous all. Asdar, you're stood at the back of the goings on, sort of awkwardly having mistaken this for perhaps a place that you could purchase some supplies. You saw the forge and neglected to notice the headstones, and suddenly you're inside a funeral, and it was sort of awkward. You couldn't really leave, so you just sort of stood there, you know, doing that like one hand clasped on the wrist thing, and I'm curious, where's your companion right now?
I don't know if I would have them summoned.
Okay, they're not around. Good to know. And so you've just witnessed this and the magical proceedings. Bit of a surprise to you. You've probably been to at least one funeral before, and you don't remember there necessarily being magic cast at the ceremony. Featherin, as you're sort of sat jauntily on the wall, kicking your heels against it, watching the funeral, sort of maybe making a note here and there. I don't know whether you're remembering sort or a writing down sort. Writing down? Okay.
Yeah, probably a little notepad.
Yeah, sure. So you've got your little notepad, and when that bolt thing happened, you leaned forward like, ooh, this is new. You've seen this before. You've got pages in here of like basically identical proceedings, and then this is a different thing. So you write down everything you can about it, and you're paying close attention. And now you're just watching them. A couple of the attendants are sort of, you know, shoveling dirt over, and there's some ceremonial throwings of things. And, you know, as you're well aware, a dwarven funeral ceremonial at a forge temple to Torg, there's definitely going to have been, you know, stuff that the guy made with his own hands that was in the coffin with him. So you probably made a note of that when they were loading that in. And cutting away from there for a second, Steve. You are currently listening to a dwarf, and he is just badgering on about how everybody's just, they're all lazy fuckers, and I just can't stand it. Like, why can't they do an honest hand's toil? I mean, it's just ridiculous. And he's going on, and you're sort of sat here, and you're like waiting for him to get to the point. He's asked you here. You're not entirely sure why. Maybe something about a job. You're not even sure you want a job. Like, you're here because you had nowhere better to be. Let's be honest. And that's usually the only reason that anybody talks to Carol's Slipshale. And right as you're sitting there, he's got a mug of ale in front of him. You've got whatever beverage you choose, and somebody rushes up. This dwarven lady. She's a little bit older. The whiskers on the chin have gone to white, and she leans in and goes, "Carol!" And he looks up and goes, What do you want? You're missing the funeral. What do you mean, the funeral? I thought that was next Thursday. No, it's right now, you twat. Look out the window. And you look out the window and you can actually see past the wood elf sat on the wall, the funeral in full display. Right there. He's even facing that direction, but, you know, he was so caught up in his complaining. And he says, "Oh, shite, I better rush out." And he gets up and rushes out. You can follow him or stay. It's really up to you.
I wouldn't rush, but
yeah, okay. So
somewhat of a.
You want to
I'm a big
describe
boy.
Steve as he stands up and makes his way out of the tavern?
Steve would stand up. Steve's just a simpler name for the locals, by the way. Steve would stand up, and he's a Loxodon. Do you know? People know what that is. He's a big elephant boy, basically. He's about 10 foot tall. Chainmail.
I think closer to 8, but yeah.
He will call himself 10 foot tall.
Yeah, sure. On 10 foot on Tinder.
10 foot on
I am now
Tinder.
just imagining a fucking Loxodon with like platform shoes to make himself 10 foot tall.
Yeah, you can buy some stilts.
Amazing.
Yeah, he's a. You can see that he's got a holy symbol of some kind, just kind of clutched. He's got one on his what would be a belt, but it seems to be detachable and something that he grabs hold of quite often. From that, like most people would be able to tell, he's a paladin of some sorts. Big warhammer, big shield, lots of armor, big boy.
Nice. So you're just sort of taking your time as Carol, not running per se, but doing that, slightly quick stagger that drunks do when they don't want to look like they're running, and also they're worried they can't anymore.
I'm gonna make sure the bar staff are paid.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'll probably
like
clean up a
6:30
little
in the
bit before I leave.
evening. Yeah, it's like 6:30 in the evening. Oh, you didn't need to pay up. Carol took care of it. He works here. This is his bar. He is it's a dwarven themed bar. It's called the Dwarf's Helm. It's owned not by a dwarf, of course, because nobody in their right mind who was actually a dwarf would own a bar called the Dwarf's Helm and run it as a dwarven themed bar.
Just like there are no Irish themed bars owned by Irishmen.
Yeah, exactly, right. So there's a half elf woman, Salusa Silcan, who actually runs the place, and she's hired Carol. Basically, he's a Duergar dwarf. Just to be like the most dwarfy person there can possibly be in there, quaffing and complaining all day long, which is ideal for Carol. That's exactly what he wants to do anyway. He just gets to do it for free and gets paid. So he's staggering out now. 6:30 in the evening. The sun's dipping close to the horizon, and he staggers up. Oh Christ! He's coughing a little bit. And Steve, you also sort of amble in on the stony, gravelly ground. Andrew.
Yes.
You're looking for Carol Slipshale.
I wonder.
And you did find the Dwarf's Helm. Apparently the place where this dwarf can be found. And just as you're walking up, you see a dwarf staggering out and into a cemetery. But you have no idea whether it's Carol or not. You don't actually know what he looks like. Everybody's described it. I mean, I've described to you how everybody describes him, and that's it's all very focused on how he complains and how annoying he is to be at a table when there's actually any kind of good conversation going on, and he just butts something in, and everybody's sort of sat there like, really? And so you make your way into the Dwarf's Helm. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm assuming there's still someone at the bar.
Oh yeah, sure. There's still people in there. Carol doesn't serve drinks. He literally just sits there and drinks and is a dwarf. That's his job.
The bar mascot.
Fine job.
The mascot.
He's basically animatronic, except fed by beer and not electricity.
How busy does the bar look like currently?
It's not that busy. I mean, it's like one of those kind of like it's a slightly too gentrified bar for the neighborhood it's in, So it's not like packed, but it's okay.
Anyone seem to be close to the description of what I got? Like someone joining in and the rest go.
Not really, no. I mean, there's some people who aren't dwarves that are complaining quite loudly, as people are wont to do. 95% of conversation, guys. And there's a few other people sort of sat around, wearing the stupid little like cardboard helms that they like the pop-out Burger King crowns, it's like that,
Yeah.
but it's like a dwarfish helm and has little horns on it, and
Oh no.
yeah, it's that kind of place.
Yeah, okay. I
So
get
it's right on the line where you're not sure if they're being ironic. Like there might be,
Yeah, Andrew.
but
is
you're
very
not
confused.
sure, and you just take it however you want to.
Yeah, Andrew
Okay.
enters the bar very confused,
Yeah.
but does walk slowly forward toward the bar itself,
Mm-hmm.
hoping someone pays attention.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the half elf in question, the owner of the premises, is serving drinks. It's a Thursday, so it's not super busy. She's looks like she's managing it alone for the time being. So, she leans forward and goes, "Alright, my dear. What can I get you?"
Excuse me, but I'm not sure if it's normal for the bar to involve such information, but I am looking for Carol.
Oh, what's he done now?
I'm not sure. I'm mostly here for him.
Yes, we get that a lot. Do you have a warrant?
Like he opens his bag for a moment, searching. Perhaps he has one. Like searches, and then like shakes his head after like a side of the. Is that really necessary?
Well, he's just popped out to a funeral, I believe, next door, actually. So maybe now's not the best time, but I'm sure give him an hour and a half and he'll be drunk enough he forgot about the funeral, and then you might be able to approach him.
A
Or,
funeral?
if it's urgent, then by all means, mess up his day.
Oh, where is it happening right now?
Oh, just next door. Look at it. She points through the window, and you can see the proceedings going on, and people are kind of doing that gathered thing, and everyone's thanking the cleric and sort of slowly making their way out. And that's that kind of awkward, like, was there a buffet? I don't remember if anybody mentioned there was a buffet, but I don't want to ask if there is one. Are we going back to a place? And it's all that kind of organizational malarkey.
Yeah, Andrew nods and says, thank you. Sorry for the time," and he slowly, like, awkwardly runs out and to the funerals.
All right, no worries. So you're running into the funeral just now, and just to give you guys a status on the grave, the earth's starting to hit the coffin in kind of earnest now. They're really starting to go at it. Like they did the filling in the sides bit, and they're throwing on the token bits, and now it's starting to pound in. And the sound of that hitting the coffin is this kind of rhythmic, like because it's stone and it reverberates a bit more than the wood does, so it's quite a deep, which really wakes you up, Alyssum.
Oh, there.
After a day in the city, you were feeling a little stressed, should we say. An exhausting enterprise by all accounts. Your vigilance, should I say paranoia? Maybe not. But the
Vigilance sounds nicer.
vigilance does sound nicer, doesn't it? It's better to use in polite company. But your vigilance has driven you to the point of exhaustion, and you desperate for any kind of an hour, 20 minutes, whatever you can get. You wild shaped into something small and crawled into a small enclosed space. It's not entirely clear how you missed the loading of the corpse, the ceremonial weapons, the gifts to the creator, the tools that he worked with, and the actual closing of the coffin lid, which was not quiet, or the bolt, which was not particularly quiet either. But it's at this point that you wake up inside the coffin.
Okay, so imagine Alyssum is like wild tripped into something like a weasel then?
Yeah, I was thinking like a squirrel, weasel, whatever. Is it just something?
A
something
weasel
small?
very much makes sense in this
Sure.
instance. So I'm in a box.
You're in a stone box.
It's completely dark.
It's completely dark.
And there is the corpse of a dwarf in there.
Yes, and a lot of weapons.
This is
and
a very
some
distressing.
tools.
I mean, this is a very distressing situation.
It's a very distressing
general.
situation. You can hear the sound of something landing on the lid.
So, like, in a weasel shape. Now, weasels have very keen sense of smell, and well, like just
it just smells of marzipan. That's the only thing you can smell in here.
There! Oh no! This is worse than I imagined. No, so just rush around inside this coffin, very stressed, like trying to claw at various bits of it.
Yep, sure. You attack the dead dwarf a little bit.
Yeah, the dead dwarf is getting scratched up.
Yeah, it
It's,
happens. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, it's
Without the flinching, it's way easier to do.
yeah, it's not on purpose, mind you. It is just
True,
kind of
true.
like
but
you just need to climb on top of something, and weasels have pretty sharp claws to like
Yeah,
get a good hit
absolutely.
on things. And you know,
gotta be careful
it's
snagging
bad.
those in the chainmail that he's buried in.
Yeah, it's a bad day all around, and just eventually like trying to find where the lid and just scratch at it and
Yeah.
make the stressed weasel noises and try to squeeze myself through. I don't know if that works.
It does not.
Yeah,
Very well sealed.
so it's like very muffled.
Yep. Yep.
Distressed weasel noises all around.
We're all familiar.
Yeah.
Distressed weasel noises.
At this point, the sound of earth hitting the lid stops. There isn't it isn't finished. There's only about a foot of earth probably covering the entirety of the lid. It's not really underground as yet. But it's but they're gathering around and sort of escorting somebody who looks like a widow away and sort of doing a procession walk type thing. Sorry, you were saying you're a weasel stuck in a coffin. Alyssum, what are you doing?
Yes. At least initially, if the sound stopped, we'll still just try to. We'll now just figure that okay, I can't open this on my own, so I'll just be as loud as I possibly can as a weasel to try to get someone's attention to help me.
Okay. Make a performance check. First check of the game. Weasel screaming for help. Let's go. Bodes well for the future, guys.
From a coffin, no less.
From a coffin while buried underground. Yeah. Honestly, this is such a great start to a campaign.
I mean, if you can't roll a performance for being a distressed weasel trying to get help to get out of a coffin, are you even playing D&D?
Yeah, right.
No.
Oh, there. That's a natural 1, so a 5 total.
Yeah, that does not work. You're squeaking. I mean, it sounds great where you are. You know, it's echoing
Yeah,
around,
like,
but
it's
it's
echoing
high
and-
pitched. It's not, it's not hitting a resonance of the stone. So
And it's like Weasel has limited lung capacity.
yeah, absolutely. And there's not that much air left in here.
Yeah. Realizing that there's not that that much more oxygen will probably turn back into my tiefling self.
Yeah.
And try to thunderwave the lid off.
Okay. What do you have in mind?
I said thunderwave the lid off.
Oh, Thunderwave. Sorry, I thought you said find a way, which
That's
is
also what I
very
heard, yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
My apologies. No, I am finding a way. That way is called thunderwave.
Okay, cool. So you cast Thunderwave.
Yes,
All right.
trying to blast the lid off this coffin.
That's probably gonna make a loud noise.
The
So
loudest.
Say.
everybody who's nearby, Andrew, at this point you're just rushing in into the cemetery. You hear a boom come from the center of this. This technically is a graveyard. There's a temple, and it's loud and earth shoots up out of the grave. Featherin, how do you react?
That's new. I'm going up and I'm like, what happened? And why?
All right, so you go up and you look down, and
Yeah,
unfortunately, Alyssum, while powerful and it definitely reverberated with the stone, no impact on the coffin given the magical enchantment that was placed upon it.
Well, that is very unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate, and it was very loud. And I'd say
Yeah,
you probably took.
I imagine I'm deafened at this point.
Oh,
if
that's a
nothing
6
else.
on a d6 thunder damage to you there. Just
Okay,
as that
I'll-
bounces around. You were inside the bell when you told it. It's
Yeah, it's a bit of a panicky situation, not gonna lie.
okay, so you do that, and Featherin, as you look down, the earth is scattered away from the center, and you can see the bolt and the arcane, the divine magic is glowing on that bolt, and you get a much better look now.
Fascinating. Is that supposed to happen?
Well,
just
by
looking around
Christ,
at
no,
people.
it's not supposed to happen.
Help! Help!
Should have been part of the ritual.
Just knocking on the coffin lid.
So the cleric's rushed up and he's looking at everything and well,
It sounds like someone's alive down there.
why Torg, what's going
Hello?
on? Someone's
Hello?
alive down there. No, we're not
okay.
opening this coffin. No way. We're not having another one.
Another what?
At this point, I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave at the third level.
Okay.
Big boom.
Oh no.
Um,
I'm sitting right next to it.
roll a wisdom check for me along with that, please.
Okay. Just pure wisdom?
Yeah, just your wisdom.
Not thinking too clearly, kind of thinking, being stuck in a box. That's an 8.
It's an 8. All right. Okay, yeah, sure. So you go ahead and cast the level 3 Thunder Wave. Well, there's another 6 in these ones. That's 14 points of thunder damage.
Oh no.
And Feathered, on the outside, you can see that the bolt is glowing with more further. And he goes, by Christ, it's so much worse than it was the last time.
Have you buried people alive before, or do they come back to life? I mean, this is certainly interesting. I've never seen something like this before.
Well, look over there. If you want to make a perception check.
Yes.
See what you can
Please.
get a
Ooh.
quick glance in this situation.
Ooh! 24.
24, he points, and your eyes just lock in. You couldn't see it through with the trees where they were before from your position on the wall. Oh, but it looks like there's some bits of coffin lying next to a hole in the ground.
Okay.
You could just make out the pillow.
Has someone climbed out of the coffin?
Yes, we've had 3 in the last month.
Maybe you should try to not bury them while they're still alive, and then they won't try to come back out.
Oh, believe you me, once you see their head turn around a full 360, you know they're not alive still.
Help!
No, you've got zombies? That's so fascinating.
No, they're not just
Tell me
zombies. If they
more.
were zombies, I think I could be able to handle them, but these are something else.
How? What do they look like? What do they sound like?
Still just frantically banging on the lid of
Yeah,
coffin,
do
trying
you
to get
think-
attention.
I don't know what we should do. Look, it's just really trying to get out of there. Are the rest of you doing anything while all this is going on? It's a very panicked priest with a dodgy Irish accent looking on and everything.
After the initial shock, I'd probably walk up and be looking, seeing if there's.
Yeah, I
Seeing
mean, you
if
hear
I
the
know
word
the
undead
magic.
and you're like, oh, hey.
Seeing if I know the magic being used potentially that's on that coffin.
Oh, sure, make an Arcana check.
That is 13.
13. You're not familiar. It looks to you like it's an amalgamation of a couple of different things, and you can... I'd say that with that you can snag that there's a little bit of arcane around this box as well as the divine.
So I'm assuming we all heard the screaming of the dwarf and about the coffin,
Well,
right?
if you were within
Yeah, sure,
300
yeah,
feet,
yeah,
you
yeah.
heard the thunder wave.
Yeah, if you were within 300 feet, you heard the thunder wave, and it was actually amplified quite a bit as well because of the nature of the, like putting your phone in a pint glass. So, yeah, that wasn't quiet by any means. The commoners have scattered. Several of the dwarves are sort of like kneeling on the ground, fist raised up in the air. Why?
So
I
I
wanna-
would go to this priest.
Yeah, he's a half elf, by the way. Looks to be probably in his 90s. Got grey hair, quite long, small goatee.
I know you're not keen on whatever is inside causing this mess, as you said previously. Perhaps it is wise to open it to end whatever is doing it in case of terror.
Excellent suggestion. I jump down and try to fiddle with the mechanism, get it open. I have to see this.
Have you got
I
thieves'
feel
tools?
like
I think so.
Do you?
I think I do.
Do you have them in your inventory? Or
Yeah,
is this what
yeah,
you can see?
yeah. I do,
All
I
right,
do.
cool. Then make your lockpicking check.
Oh, good. Oh, real bad. I rolled a natural 2. So,
Oh wow, that won't be good enough. Yeah,
yeah, whatever that
locks
is.
don't usually glow, and you're sort of, and it's a bolt as well, so you're sort of there with your tools, like, where did, like, if you're looking at a bolt, normally that's enough to be able to just go, "Hee-haw." So
Yeah.
you're at a loss as to how your tools are going to help here.
Damn it.
Perhaps you should let the one in charge here to open the coffin.
I'm not opening that coffin. I mean, I appreciate your faith, people I've just met, but honestly, who are you? Never mind, we'll
I'm
deal with
just a
that later.
spectator.
Uh,
I'm just a spectator.
Oh, you're one of them corpse spotters. Oh, God. So it's a weird hobby, but someone's got to have it, guys.
I just like to point out that all the while this is going on,
Yep,
there's
yep,
still
yep. There's still
banging.
banging. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like something's trying to get out. Everybody's aware. Nobody wants that to happen. Status quo continues.
I really want that to happen.
I can't handle whatever's in there. It took half the city guard to take down the last one.
Half the city guard.
Well, all right, 3 blokes and a pitchfork, but
3 blokes and a pitchfork is basically only my right hand. So open it, it's fine.
We can handle it.
is that just a pun now? Are you just trying to be punny?
Andrew just
Well-
looks confused.
Look, even if I knew how to take over that how to take off the magic on that lock, I wouldn't do it. All right. You didn't
Is
see it.
anybody a caster? Maybe somebody can dispel it.
Does
No one?
anybody know dispel magic?
Oh, I almost took it.
No.
Famous last words of so many adventurers.
Oh, no.
Yeah. This is great. I'm gonna suffocate to death in the first session.
Yep. First character death. First.
I'm
session,
very
because
interested
we
to
couldn't
find
get
out how you
out.
guys are going to get out of this one. I'm not going to lie.
Did it seem like there was any gap whatsoever in the?
It was. I mean, so you're in a stone coffin made by an organization that worships a god that fames itself for perfect creations.
So I'm guessing that there is
It's
no
really
animal
good
form.
mason work. Like, you're
Yeah,
impressed.
I'm
Begrudgingly,
guessing there's no
annoyingly.
I'm guessing that I cannot feel like a flaw in the seam big enough for any sort of animal I've ever seen to get through.
Nothing that you're aware of. No. And as far as you're kind of stuck right now. It's a shitty situation to be in.
I've also realized that Thunderwave is not helping.
As far as you know, that's true.
Yes. I've done it twice, and I've done it as powerfully as I can.
Yeah, and it's just hurting you at this point. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, and I think I can hear something some muffled conversation. I'm not sure I can make out any
Well,
words.
right now, I don't think you can hear your own screaming, so
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's probably going to be a minute
be
before
fair.
that comes back.
Yeah, right now I think all I hear is just a
Just silence.
in my head. Just
There's nothing more terrifying, guys. It's like when you're dreaming and you try to scream and no sound comes out. That's not fun when you're dreaming. In real life, it's worse.
what makes the situation worse is that I'm lying on top of a dead dwarf inside a coffin.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what's
So
everyone
I
else
l-
doing?
Yeah, I
Perfect
look.
opportunity to kill.
Asdar, you've sort of just been around while this is going on, right?
Yeah, so he's been very shocked from what's been happening.
Sure. Yeah, understandably.
but he's also never been to a dwarf funeral, so he's just assuming this is all part of it.
Mm-hmm. Sure, no worries. Yeah, this is like to end it with a
He's
bit of
just trying
performance
to-
art.
What's that?
Like to end it with a bit of performance art.
Yeah, he's just assuming that's what dwarves do at funerals, so he's trying to
Oh,
awkwardly
no.
stay away.
Okay. I'm looking forward to the next dwarven funeral we go to.
He's gonna expecting the thunder.
So I look towards the keeper, and I'm like, last time those things emerged from the coffin, did you use the same coffin as before, or this one especially?
Oh no, this is our attempt at forestalling it. I don't know if it's going to work, but it seems to be holding it so far, so maybe it is, but it's never happened so quick before.
Then perhaps something is afoot if it happened so quick.
Well, the
Could be
banging's
understood.
below our feet.
I'm
Uh,
gonna jump out of the
this-
grave again and put my arm around him, and I'm like, okay, listen, son. What are you supposed to do with the banging coffin right now? You can't just throw dirt on it and call it a day, even if it doesn't get out. Like, you need someone to take care of it. And here I am. Right?
Well, if you can open it, then honestly, I don't know whether I'd be able to stop you from doing whatever the fuck you wanted anyway.
Yeah, probably not. I just thought you could help.
I did help. I put the lock on it.
Great! Do you have a key?
Oh. The point was for it to
Really
never
around
get
it.
out. If it was in there, we don't know what's happening. This was an experiment. If nothing happened in a week's time, we were going to go, great, well, that's what we have to do from now on. We were going to spread the word.
Is it always a week that it takes for them to turn? I'm gonna walk right up to him. Like,
Well, it varies.
Big?
We had 2 in one night, and we had another one a couple of days later.
and the night, is that always when it happens?
Yeah?
And the sun is only just setting, so I would assume that this might be a different case. I do not agree with disturbing the dead, but what is in there, we must find out. If it is undead, we must banish it. I'm gonna start taking my hammer and shield out.
Mm-hmm.
Silence.
Yes.
While this has been going on,
Yes.
would you say I could have tried, to take the water out of my water skin
Mm-hmm.
and use shape water to soak that into the stone, assuming it's at least slightly porous,
Okay, sure.
and then freeze it?
Okay. Yeah, I would say that you would be able to do that a little bit.
Yeah, because water's funny, because it expands when it freezes.
It is funny, and the stone is ever so slightly porous. It's probably the only reason you're not dead.
Yet.
So you could soak a bit of water in there. Make a just like a general wisdom check for me. See like how well you're able to, because you're moving it out of your sight in order to get it really deep in there, which you're gonna need to do, and it's
Yeah,
it's
because
a couple
otherwise I'm
inches
not gonna be able to
thick.
split it open.
Yeah, exactly.
Just general wisdom, you said?
Just general wisdom.
Okay, 17.
General wisdom.
17, not bad for a general druiding check. I'll say that you've been moderately successful at doing that.
Okay, so at least got some cracks going on in the lid.
You got some stuff happening, yeah. I mean, it's you can't see it because it's dark.
Well, no.
Oh, you have dark vision, so you could just about make out cracks. When you're like
Imagining I'm,
running
like,
your
tactiling around.
yeah, you're running your fingers along, and you can feel it looks like it's had some impact. You were saying, Steve.
So are you going to open it for me?
Well,
Or am
like I
going
said,
to
I
have to do it
can't.
to myself? What do you mean you can't?
Well, so I know how to cast some very basic spells that our Lord Torg has granted me. And I know the locking one, but the undoing one's a little bit more powerful, and I'm still early on my path to Torque's ultimate servant. We don't really have a name for it.
Do you by chance can you dispel any magic?
No, that's what I'm saying.
I thought you meant like this, and I don't know arcane
Well, on a
stuff.
scale of 1 to 9, I'm about a 2.
I'm gonna take my holy symbol, say a little prayer.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say
Forgive
you're
me
about a
for my
4, but sure.
bad deeds.
Mm-hmm.
I do not wish to disturb the dead. I'm gonna slam my shield into the ground
Uh-huh.
next to me, make it stand up.
Mhm.
I gotta take my warhammer in both hands. I'm jumping
Mhm.
into that
Yeah.
hammer first, straight into that stone.
Okay. I'll let you roll
Take
with
it.
advantage on that attack.
Oh, what would you just the
Because
attack roll?
Loxodons ain't small.
I'm taking
Gravity
a
is your
step back
friend.
and leaning against another gravestone. I'm like, wow.
So
Also,
exciting.
The dead already sound pretty
Okay.
disturbed, so.
While that's happening, Featherin, do you want to quickly describe who's leaning up against that?
Oh yeah, it's an elf. You can't really tell how old they are because the span of elf lifespans are pretty great. Very long blonde, super light blonde hair, green eyes, and very normal but nice clothes on. Most of them are black and white with some red here and there. Put up and just super interested in what's going on and seems very comfortable for being in a graveyard. Maybe too comfortable.
I think we've all seen that it's way too comfortable.
Noticeable.
So, Steve, what did you get?
An 18.
An 18. Your hammer slams in. You smiting?
Am I smiting?
Is that a question?
Smite the
Yeah?
coffin.
You smiting?
Yeah.
Alright, roll your damage.
What do I roll?
Well, you roll the damage for your weapon plus the damage for your smite. Are you doing a first level smite or a second level smite?
I'm gonna do a first level smite.
So
just
that's
not to be
2d8.
overkill. Okay. I have 13 overall,
Plus your strength?
plus my strength. Okay. Which is 14.
Okay, and you rolled the d10 for your weapon damage?
Yes.
Okay. Shitty rolls. Unlucky, man.
Yeah. I got a 1 with the D10.
Fortunately,
Oh,
the divine magic slamming into this divine-based lock disperses it. Meaning that the hammer just slams right through. And what did you roll on the d10?
A 1.
A 1.
Yeah.
So, actually, a very finely judged hit. Comes in, slams, smites the magic off the lock, and then dink onto the actual bolt itself, and it just cracks down the center of it. And
Well,
you
that
feel
seems to do
the coffin lid shift a little bit as the strain is taken off the bolt with you're running your hands along these cracks that you've made. Listen.
I'm gonna have the hammer above my head, like pretty prepared for something nasty to come out of that.
Listen, what are you doing?
I'm guessing I've now noticed that that all of this and that I can now probably get out of
Yeah,
there.
you felt the lid move as you're like trying to feel where the cracks were to like maybe do it again or something. You feel the lid like shift sideways as the strain of the bolt is let loose. It's a stone coffin. The hinges aren't great.
Yeah, I'm gonna very gently try to move the lid away, knowing full well that I'm very weak.
Okay, so make a strength check, please.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Athletics or strength? Actually, it doesn't matter.
I said strength, but also it doesn't matter.
Also doesn't matter. So I rolled an 11.
All right, the
So
lid.
that's an 8.
So the lid. You're watching, eagle-eyed, Steve, Warhammer raised, ready for whatever may come out, and the lid moves, just like maybe half a centimeter, and then slams back down.
I'm coming up.
Everyone, if you'd like to prepare yourselves, whatever's coming next, that would be appreciated.
Help?
And I'm
You hear a
attempt to-
muffled help from the coffin.
I'm gonna lift the lid.
Okay, so you lift the lid up. Easy enough with your powerful build. You know, this is like lifting a coffin lid for you. It's like you probably just like flick a tusk under it or something. But
Yeah.
what does he see inside the coffin?
So at this point, pretty awkwardly, I imagine this coffin isn't very big.
It's
it's,
pretty
you know,
big
slice-
actually.
Oh,
They know
okay.
that they take a lot of stuff with them.
Oh, okay. So yeah, just like
It's
awkwardly
pretty full also. So
you're piled on top of the dwarf, and everything else in there is this grayish, pinkish skinned tiefling, white hair, wearing the tattered remains of what was probably a very fine dress once upon a time.
I'm putting the hammer down next to the
Absolutely.
tiefling's head.
She looks
Just next to the
absolutely terrified, and like as soon as like seeing everything, bumps into a squirrel and runs away.
do you want to stop her, Steve?
Yes.
There is now a
The
squirrel.
tiefling turned into a squirrel and tried to run away. It's a pretty deep hole. No great points to leap from. It's not a great time for the squirrel. What are you doing to
Squirrels are
stop
very
it?
good climbers.
They are very good climbers, but you know you're inside a stone coffin, so there's a jump that
Yeah.
needs to be made, and then you need to get out of a hole that you're in. And squirrels are great climbers when they have stuff that they can climb. Smooth
I got the
stone.
Loxodon I can climb.
You do now, yes. Loxodon, what are you doing?
As you that the squirrel is flying up your side.
The first thing I would have done is put that hammer down like forcefully next to the tiefling's head, probably on transformation.
Yeah.
You dare try to rob the graves of the past. You dare. I'm pretty mad at this point, maybe a little crack of divine energy through some of my bigger veins.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hit the tiefling, but now it's a squirrel. And I'm feeling like worse and worse about the size thing here. The fact that I've flicked the coffin lid off.
Just point of order here. The size difference was already immense because this tiefling is about 5'3".
Nearly twice your height, yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
basically just Space Marine fisted next to just like a Space Marine opening up a coffin next to it's bad. It's a good size difference though. I like it. So Squirrel is running up you, Loxodon. You just take a moment. What are you doing? Anyone else doing anything? Featherin, you see
Squirrel
the
on me
squirrel?
is getting thrown.
Is it normal to have a squirrel inside a coffin?
Can I try to snag the squirrel off the Loxodon? It's like right in front of me.
Make an athletics check.
I feel like I'm a bodybuilder with a sticker stuck to
And
me.
you can make your choice of dex or athletics, Trip. Using the squirrel's dex. I assume you have stats for a squirrel?
I think I'll just, like rat stats are probably the most appropriate there.
So?
Rat stats are probably the most appropriate there.
Sure. I'll let you,
I'm thinking,
your
like-
judgment go.
Yeah, because a rat and squirrel is not too different.
Yeah,
like
they're-
maybe
they're-
give a rat slime scream.
It's just
slime speed.
rats have furrier tails. No, squirrels have furrier tails.
Yeah.
See, it's so easy to get them mixed up.
I rolled a 6, so I've got a 6.
Oh, okay, cool.
I mean, with
So,
the way
Trev,
I've
you
been
want to just
rolling
roll
today.
a d20 and see what it comes up as? Because you've definitely got a plus mod for dex as a squirrel. I'd say at least
I
13
rolled a
dex.
6 on the dice, so
Okay, yeah, you just beat it. So,
actually a rat has 11 dex, so
It's a
okay.
die.
And at this point, Steve, you the wood elf tries to snag the squirrel. The squirrel evades, jumps off the wood elf's arm, falls because it wasn't that great a check, and lands on the ground next to you. Make a perception check for me, Steve. And anybody else who thinks they're near enough to see into the grave.
24 again.
24 again.
Mhm.
You see a jellyfish kind of just like bloop, bloop, bloop. It's about 4 foot long. Just comes out of the side of the grave, goes through the side of the coffin, and just like into the body of the dwarf.
Oh, interesting. Does that happen around here often? There was a jelly. Did somebody else see the jellyfish?
I got an 11.
Jellyfish?
Into the corpse. Is that part of the rituals you do
Does it,
here?
unless anybody got
haven't
over
been
a 20,
along.
they didn't see it. So
I haven't
What?
rolled because I'm panic
you're
squirrel.
busy, yeah, and you can't see into
Yeah.
the hole because you're a squirrel on the ground. So
Yeah.
you
I'm
just
a
don't have
squirrel.
the angle. You need to be looking over the edge to see into the hole.
Yeah.
What jellyfish are you talking about? There's just a damn squirrel.
No, the squirrel's gone. Whatever. I meant
The
there was
squirrel's
a.
right here.
Scampering
still
backwards
there.
and forwards as like people are sort of crowded around to see. There's no
Yeah,
like
just
angle to
like-
go right now.
Well,
Look, just like the squirrel is just running around, like trying to find a way out, realizing it's completely surrounded by people.
Yeah,
Looks onto the most familiar looking thing, and just rushes back onto the elf.
sure. You run up the elf while the elf is pointing at the jellyfish thing. The only distracted person from the squirrel. It's a good choice,
Yeah.
actually.
Just probably just like
Steve, do you?
into like a hood or something.
Yeah. Steve, do you follow the direction that Featherin is pointing? If there's pointing going on.
yeah. I mean, it was right there. It went through the coffin sides and into the corpse. I've never seen anything like it, and I've been to many, many funerals in my life.
I do find that quite disturbing.
So who's looking in at the coffin?
I must start getting out and going after said squirrel because I'm still pretty mad about grave robbing druids.
Sure. Who's looking at the corpse?
Yeah, now that
Me.
it's been pointed out, I'll try to see.
Cool. So you see the corpse. Its head inclines slightly. And its mouth widens into a smile that just keeps widening and widening until the lips split in the middle. And then it keeps going a little
Whoa.
bit longer. And then the head spins around. And I
Oh.
need every beast or humanoid that saw that to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Thank goodness I'm only
Natural
concerned about
20.
the squirrel.
Yeah, you are not phased in the slightest. I don't think you're an elf. I think you're an edge.
My rolls have been like either 2s or 20s or 19s right now.
Well,
So-
I got a
This
7.
is stupid.
So, you, Andrew, you were looking in at the corpse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you see this. And what did you get?
7.
A 7. All right. So you are now frightened for 1 minute of this corpse. So you can't move closer. And at this point, I think we should all roll initiative.
Oh no.
All right.
Ooh.
Shit,
Do you want to have an initiative stacker up on roll 20? Or do you do it manually?
Yeah, the initiative's is there. Yeah. That's a good point. I mean, I can just add everybody's turns if you want to roll manually, or just click the initiative button and edit it in. Just click the
just-
initiative button and edit it in. That's probably the
I mean-
easiest thing. That's what I'm gonna do.
It is.
So
My
Andrew-
modifier
Not
is
much better
absolutely
than-
correct on roll 20. So
Andrew, is your friend around?
No.
No. Okay.
My first roll didn't count because I didn't select my token.
Just put it in again.
It's 11.
So
I
if
don't
you
think
guys
I
want
can
to
actually
arrange
edit it.
yourselves
Oh, I
where
can.
you were roughly, Steve, you're probably about there. These folks have mostly fled because
Yeah, I'm probably.
goings on. The dwarves are all carrying over here because it's closer to the alcohol. And so, is that where everybody wants to be? This guy's curious. He wants to see what's happening. He wants to share.
I'm just hiding inside the elf's hood as a squirrel right now.
Okay, cool. And I set up literally everything except the enemy token. So one moment while I just grab that and throw that in there. There it is.
Elevator music.
Literally everything that could possibly be ready for this game was ready. This is the most prepared I've ever been for any session in my entire life. And I made 3 custom maps.
But you forgot the
I
enemy
mean, 2
token.
custom maps.
How unfortunate.
So, has everybody rolled initiative? No, they have not.
I have. I just need to add it to the tracker.
Yeah, just click the token, then click initiative, and then you can just click on it and type. There you go. You're good. You got it. Let's give this guy a turn. What does he get? He rolled a 3.
Oh my god, I go before him.
Well, it's a 7. Wait, no, it's
I don't
not.
go before him.
No, it's not a 7. It's a. It is a 3.
Hey, I go before him anyway.
We rolled terribly. Everyone rolled terribly.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've only got 4 people in this counter. Who's missing?
Or
Mike-
lockdown.
Steve.
It hasn't come up. I pressed the initiative button.
What did you
pressed
get?
your token before.
No, I didn't have a token on screen. I got a 1, and I don't want to do it again in case I get a better score. I'm supposed to be slow.
Okay, sure.
just
So
edit in your 2.
you got a 1. There we go. You edited it in. Edited
Thank you.
it in.
Edit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how many people we have. Yes. I looked at Discord and went, oh no, there's 6 people. Someone's missing, but one of them's me.
I mean, what you mean? You do have an initiative.
Technically, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Andrew, you are the first to act after seeing this, but you are terrified of what just happened.
Andrew just spikes up like, what is that? As he's preparing his hands to shoot out a sort of like divine-looking spike towards the as he cast Eldritch Blast.
All right, you
So
do
it would be
have-
disadvantage.
Yes, disadvantage because you can see the thing that you are frightened of.
But he will try his best to
Yeah.
at least annihilate. So a 13 and a 12.
A 13 and a 12 will not hit because unfortunately this dwarf was buried in armor.
The question is he prone though?
He is.
That would give you disadvantage.
Yeah,
for
that
range
would also
attacks,
be
so-
disadvantage. So
Yeah, that's why I'm asking as well. Like in case.
yeah. I mean, right now he is prone indeed.
Mm-hmm.
He's laying down. Like it wouldn't be that hard for you to move out of line of sight of him because you just need to step far enough back that you can't see over the edge of the hole. Like
Yeah,
another 5 feet back, further back, and you can't see that guy anymore.
Mm-hmm. I will step a bit back, being frightened and all. So
Sure.
that's it for me.
All right, Asda, it is your turn.
So at this point, Azar is pretty sure this is not part of the ceremony.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
But
So
he's
somebody
not-
started shooting at the grave. Now it's like,
But
oh.
he's not completely convinced.
Uh-huh.
He's still,
Sure.
so he's just gonna take the ready action, and I'm gonna ready up Eldritch Blast and just
Yeah. Sure. Well, what's your trigger for firing that off? What are you
what's
waiting
my
for?
trigger? Just to see if a miss is in danger.
Okay. sure.
Anything that would
Yeah. If you see anything dangerous, you shoot at it. Okay, that makes sense. Featherin.
I would like to
Boogie boogie.
move there,
Mhm.
where I get to them better, hopefully.
Yeah,
And
you're looking
then-
down on them.
Yeah. Can I take out my short sword?
Sure.
Would that be a bonus action then, or
No,
do
no,
you
you
count
can
that as
just,
like
yeah,
an
no,
action?
it's, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I take out my short sword and I try to stab it.
fine. Okay, sure. Yeah, you sort of just like crouch down and lean down and just like stab.
No,
So
yeah.
it's
yeah.
prone, so you have advantage.
Oh, yeah. 19. To
19
hit.
will hit.
Nice.
You get
That's,
sneak attack because
Woohoo!
there
Oh,
are
yeah.
enemies within its
I
range.
get sneak attack.
Also
Nice.
advantage.
Oh, also because I got advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, you have 2 sources of sneak attack. They don't
Sadly,
stack.
doesn't stack.
Personally,
Yeah.
I just like ketchup.
Oh, that's cocked. Woo! So that's 9 plus 3. That's 12. 12 points of slashing damage, I think. Piercing damage. Piercing damage.
Okay, groovy.
Piercing damage.
Piercing damage. All right.
Yep.
Where is my guy? Sorry, say that number again because I wasn't listening the first time.
12.
13?
12 points.
12
sorry.
points. Okay, so. And if I ask for it again, does it go down again?
No.
No, okay, just checking.
No. sorry.
Bonus action?
Everything's new. Yeah, bonus action. Just try to kick him
All right.
with my. Just.
Yeah, sure. You kick him.
Oh, terrible. Both of them. 11.
11. All right. So, yeah, 11. Unfortunately, not quite good enough. Is you sort of like because you're still not in the hole, right? Like that's the problem.
Yeah, no.
So you're just like crouching down. You're like sort of like dangling a leg, like trying to stamp.
I'm too short.
Yeah, there's no leverage.
Yeah. Damn it. I'm pretty short.
All right. Anything else you want to do?
Nope. That's it. That was my action and my bonus action. So.
All right. Listen,
gonna
you
stay
are
where I
a
am.
squirrel.
Yes, I imagine like as the elf has bent down and enough see into the coffin to
Yep.
see that
Mhm.
this corpse has started moving.
Yep.
Um,
Well, you
It's
definitely
like
see
what
the
it's-
grin on its face. It's no longer moving.
Yeah.
The grin that literally split the middle of the skin.
okay. That looks bad. Slightly worried that's my fault. Should probably deal with. Should probably fix that. I don't need more people who hate me.
Yeah.
So can't do much as a squirrel. Not the greatest attack form
Yep.
there ever was.
No, it's definitely not an attack form, is it? Not unless what you're attacking is acorns.
yeah.
And even
So,
then,
So we'll jump off the elf.
Whoa.
However much movement that is. Bonus action, turn myself back into my.
I'll
back
say
into
I'll
myself.
count it as part of the bonus action because you sort of
Okay.
you only have to kind of like fall off and turn into yourself, and you're stood next to them. So
Yeah. Just cast under my breath in Sylvan and cast heat metal on the chainmail.
all right, cool move. Does heat metal have funky thingies when you do it to something that somebody's wearing?
Yeah, if
Uh,
it's wearing, you don't
it
need
just
a saving
fucking-
throw.
It just takes the damage because you can't drop what you're wearing.
That sounds really good.
It is kind of bullshit. I love it.
Okay,
Super
So
smart.
it just
And
takes
they
2d8 fire
just-
damage.
take it, and they
Yeah, that
just
starts
take
to
it.
cook.
Okay, and you said it's second level.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't say level, but just base. So
Sure.
that is 9 points of fire damage.
9 points of fire damage. Very nice. Just check
And
some-
I don't really want to be in melee with this thing. Or anywhere near it, so
That makes sense.
just gonna run away.
I'm running a very complicated creature right now, and there's a whole bunch of resistances and immunities, but only some of them are kept, and it's very... Okay, I understand. It takes all of that damage, you'll be glad to hear.
Hey! It's cooking. Pork for everyone.
Yeah, so the chainmail glows red hot,
And I run away.
and you run away. All right, so that's your turn. So it's now the thingy's turn, and well, oh, okay. So you have to use a bonus action to cause that to happen again.
Yes. But it's concentration. So
But it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of your next turn. Nice. That's pretty damn good. Heat metal's underrated.
it's fucking bullshit as a second level spell.
It's a great
So
one.
he's
It's
going to spend
great.
half his movement to get up, which is 12.5 feet. Round it down to 10. And He's gonna grab one of the ceremonial weapons. These are all like super awkward movements. Like, there's no idea how long the limbs are, and it's just kind of force of will that gets a hand around a sword and sort of swings it up at the rogue from below you.
Cute.
And that is gonna be. Does a natural 20 hit you?
With disadvantage?
Sorry, what is a disadvantage? It stood up.
Because it's on
Metal.
fire.
Oh yeah, the
Because
heat
his
metal.
armor
God
is on
damn it!
fire.
Natural 1.
There we go.
Wow.
No.
Literally just talked about that. Completely forgot about it, and now it's like literally screwed me.
Yep.
All
No.
right.
No.
Mm.
Okay, so that misses.
Yep.
And take its second attack at you,
Still at disadvantage.
and that's another natural 1.
Poor man.
I'm like, what are you trying
Let's
to
try a new
do?
dice. Okay. So it's gonna use the remaining movement just to scramble out of the hole, which it does in just like the most awkward way possible. Steve, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna cast a.
A spell.
It's overkill. It's overkill. I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna swing that
Interesting.
hammer and try and knock him back into the ground.
You want to
that-
move
into the
around him
coffin.
then to do that? Knock him back into the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're stomping around as he scrambles out, getting ready. What are you doing? Are you golf swinging?
Oh yeah. My shield's kind of still embedded in the ground, so I'm going for like the two-handed.
Yeah.
Big,
All
big
right.
like.
Roll your attack. Technically flanking, so did you get advantage?
That's good. I mean, it makes no difference.
This thing just has a bad day all round, I think.
So 13.
13. A 13 does not hit.
With advantage.
With advantage?
Well, I got an 8 the first time and a 9 the second time.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Wait, you only have a
I've had
+4 to attack?
Yeah.
What's your strength?
Like 1 extra, like +1.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
like,
No,
terrible.
well, nice.
Ow,
Paladins!
what did you roll?
It's all
Well,
in the
you do have a
charisma.
second attack.
You do have a second attack because you're.
I'm a go again.
Okay, yeah, you swing again. So you go for the golf swing and then stop the hammer. It was a feint, and you're gonna bring it back down.
Training swing, everyone.
Yeah, just get in the
Do I-
range.
Yeah.
Do I still have advantage or no?
Yeah, you're still flanking.
All right.
It wasn't that bad a miss.
14.
14 is not quite enough, I'm afraid. It's wearing armor.
No.
It's buried in armor.
That armor is now glowing hot, though. So
Sure, but it's still armor.
Became a beacon.
All right, so. Do you have a bonus action that you wanted to take, Steve?
No.
No. All
Not
right.
for now.
So, Andrew,
All right. Am I still frightened?
did you make a wisdom saving throw at the end of your last turn?
Oh no, you didn't
make
tell
one
me.
now.
So
Sorry, I forgot.
it's cool.
I was busy
16.
looking at how many different immunities I'm supposed to have.
Yeah, I'm 16.
That will be enough to
All right.
fend off this effect.
No longer being frightened, I take my resolve, and this time, instead of blasting him, I'll try to create like a beam of light just above him, about to smite him in a way with divine light.
Mhm.
As I cast Sacred Flame rolling 2 ones on the d8.
No, that hurts.
Oh no.
That is what's your DC? 16. No, that he
16.
doesn't make it. So he takes the
That's good
damage from
singed.
Sacred Flame.
A lot of damage.
So much
Yeah.
damage. There we go.
Yeah.
-2 enter. There we go.
Yeah, since no one is injured or anything, that's my turn.
Okay. Asda, what would you like to do?
I think for the sake of the battle, I'm gonna participate.
Yeah, you can
He's-
stab him.
He's deemed this thing dangerous enough to not be.
It's taking the
part of the
hits for sure, yeah.
I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast him.
Okay, sure.
Eldritch Blast.
So if you want to take your held Eldritch Blast now, and then you can start your turn afterwards, that's fine.
No.
Well, you have a held Eldritch Blast, and you haven't used your reaction, so please, you said you were going to do
okay,
it.
then I'll just
Go
do
ahead
that.
and do it.
That's a 19
19 will hit, so 7 force damage.
and 2 beams.
Oh boy.
Does the 12 hit though?
Oh, sorry, no, I didn't actually look to see what the number was. So no, a 12 does not hit. You're absolutely right. I was like, oh Jesus, 15 damage. This guy's starting to look rough. But no, he's actually still perfectly fine.
Well, you have 2 more blasts.
Now it's your turn. So
Yeah, sure.
yeah, fire
that
away.
again.
Yeah, you're playing. This seems like the Eldritch Blast is the cantrip of choice for certain classes. 14, not quite enough, I'm afraid.
Try that again.
Also, not well.
How-
It's all.
One out
It's
of
not.
12.
It's not quite enough. It's just not enough. Do you have a bonus action that you'd like to take? Any movement you want to do?
No.
No.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna stay here.
Featherin, it is your
just-
turn.
Trying to stab him again with my short sword.
Alyssum, you're a druid and you're going next. And we're letting you know.
Yes. I have a
Um,
plan.
22 to hit.
22 will hit.
And I'm assuming I get the sneak attack damage because of people next to them.
Genau.
Oh, jeez. So bad. 3 plus 3, 6 damage.
6 damage.
Yeah, real bad.
You guys are really chipping away here, guys. Really dragging this out. You wanna
We'll
you wanna
get
stop
him.
playing
Yeah.
with your food?
Just
Bo-
unfortunate.
Bonus action.
I'm gonna spend a key point
Yep.
and do a flurry of blows.
Flurry of bows.
Flurry of blows. So 2 more attacks. The first one is natural 18 plus whatever,
Okay.
6.
Yep.
And the second one is 18 total.
Yep, that'll hit.
Did you remember to roll sneak attack for your hit with the short sword?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did. It was really shitty. I rolled a 2 and a 1 on the dice.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Yeah. Ooh,
Good roll today.
the first is 7 points of damage,
Okay.
and the second is caught. And the second is also 7 points of damage.
All right. Yeah, so as these Eldritch Blasts are coming out of nowhere and things are slamming into it from all sides, and Steve's like this huge wall behind it that's preventing it from moving away from this short sword that's stabbing while the legs windmill around. And yeah, I mean, it's the priest is sort of stood really not that far away going,
Yeah.
Did he remember to wear the brown pants?
he did not. He was in the
Oh,
finest
unfortunately.
ceremonial gear.
Oh, no.
And
Poor guy.
you know, you'd think armor would be easier to wash shit out of, but it's really not.
This is why you have precipitation, folks.
So, Alyssum, it is your turn.
Yes, I don't have too much to do. It seems that fire is working, so I'll just move up here.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, first off, bonus action, he's going to take some more damage.
Yep, sure.
So that's 10 points of fire damage.
10 points of fire damage. And with that, the armor glows red hot, and You see the starting to smoke from underneath now, and the chain links of this mail start to like almost like a knife through butter into the corpse, and it starts to collapse onto the ground, and this little like whoop, whoop, jellyfish comes floating out of it.
That's what I
Do we all
meant.
see it?
Oh,
That's the
Well-
jellyfish I meant.
well, I still have an action.
Yes,
Uh,
you do.
Okay, so does it seem like the corpse is no longer animate?
You can certainly make a some kind of a perception check or something like that to determine that. No, the
know
corpse
what?
is in a pile on the floor. You're fine.
Okay, okay, because in that case, that changes my plan a bit.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, I'm gonna drop concentration on heat metal,
Yep, that makes sense.
and I assume there is no metal on the jellyfish.
There is not.
Great.
This went from really good to really bad pretty quickly.
Great. I'm then going to use a second level slot to cast Moonbeam on top of the jellyfish.
You what now?
I'm casting Moonbeam on top of the jellyfish.
Okay.
Aren't you
Is
gonna
there
hit
of
us?
effect?
It's no, it's only one square.
Moonbeam's 10 foot.
Yeah, it's 10 feet.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to choose where you can place it so that you don't hit them though. 'Cause you
Oh,
can place
yeah.
it here. So. Okay, so you
No,
throw
5
down.
foot radius. Oh yeah, 5 foot radius. So yeah, like
Squares.
yeah, that intersection.
Yep, no
Yeah.
worries. So you throw down a moonbeam.
Yep.
Moonbeam the bitch. Woo.
Moonbeam. Okay. And that's going to take effect at the start of its turn, which is in a second.
Yes. And after that, I'm pretty happy where I'm setting. So
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. Well, now it's got to make a Constitution saving throw. 18 plus stuff.
okay, that makes it so half damage.
Yeah. Roll your 2d10.
Yeah, it's D10s for Moonbeam.
It is.
Oh,
Moonbeam's
that's
really
fun.
good, man.
I know. It's just that I've never played Druid, so I've played a lot of things, but not Druid. So that's a 9 half. Do you round up or down?
We round down.
Rounded down.
Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
always
4
down.
points of radiant damage.
4 points of radiant damage. All right.
And I assume it is not the shapeshifter.
It is not, no.
Okay.
There we go. I almost took 4 points of radiant damage off you, which would have been wrong.
I've not moonbeamed myself.
Okay. So there's a little purple flash, and it's gone.
Ugh.
Steve, your turn.
I like the confusion.
It's just this big circle of radiant light scorching the ground in front of you.
No, I'm gonna just take a couple steps so I can see the grave robbing fool. So I'm still mad about the grave robbing.
Yeah, you don't forget, huh?
Have your priorities.
Like, oh, that was a distraction. Now, the real reason we're here. Weird jellyfish thing was too weird. Can't have happened. Now, back to business.
Now back to the tiefling turning into a squirrel.
A crime far worse than a jellyfish becoming a corpse.
So I would have grabbed my shield as well moving away. I'm just gonna ready myself for anything coming back. One-handed swing if anything comes like near enough for me to hit it. I'm gonna hit it.
All right.
Other than that, like I haven't got a clue what to do. Grave robber, is this anything to do with you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
See, now you've replied to Grave Robber. You've confirmed it. Andrew, your turn. What are you doing?
I'm assuming it's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, you can see it. I mean, you're welcome to make a perception check.
Yeah, I'll try in case
Alright.
perhaps it's behind us or something.
It's behind you.
A 15.
A 15. Okay. You look around and you can see the dwarves are clustered and they're sort of getting to their feet and going, "Oh God, is it over? Oh my goodness!" And you can see the priest there as well. Oh, the half elf. And oh, is that did you get it? Is that it then? What was that jellyfish
I
thing?
think so. I think that's your source of the problem.
Oh, I think it's a bit
It's-
bloody likely, isn't it? I think we just watched what it does right now. Yeah. How did you get inside that coffin?
Are we still in initiative? Or...
Yes, we are. Andrew,
Okay.
anything else on your turn?
I would simply end my turn. Not much I can do. Like ready in my Eldritch Blast in case he returns. Actually,
Sure. Asda.
He's just gonna walk up to the person closest to him.
You got a choice of 3. They're all kind of equid. Oh, okay. Yep. Going with the priest.
Just go with this one, and just kind of lean into and say, "That was a lovely ceremony. One of the best I've seen."
Oh,
Kinda
thank you. I mean, it's not normally so exciting or terrifying. As he sort of looks down and then back up at you.
I've been to lots of dwarves funerals. This is pretty common.
All right. Not from around here then. Maybe on Larrick they're a bit
Yes,
probably not Torg. Probably not Torg funerals. That's probably what it is. It's not technically a dwarven funeral. It's a Torg funeral. You know, I'm not a dwarf.
What is he, by the way?
Half elf.
Oh, okay.
Say.
He's just gonna
Yeah.
nod and pretend that he's still knows what the hell is going on.
All right, that'll be about your turn. Featherin.
I want to jump down into the grave after I've looked
Sure.
around. Like, oh, it's gone. Fine. Jump down into the grave and like rattle through the things to see if I can find anything that would give me any kind of clue as to what's happening or why.
Make an investigation check.
That happened. Natural 20.
Okay, you find a coin.
What? Is it a normal coin or is it a weird coin?
It's a weird coin. You've not seen a
Huh.
weird coin. You've not seen a coin like this before. Coins don't normally glow.
I hold it up out of the grave and look towards the half-elf cleric and I'm like, was this supposed to be in here?
I don't know what
Not
that is.
sure.
Could you stop rubbing the grave of our fallen brother, please?
I'll do
I'm
it
just
with him
trying to
later.
find out what happened. You could be a little bit more thankful.
There
but
was a
sure.
jellyfish. I don't think a coin's going to have much to do with a jellyfish. And what even is a kind of jellyfish that's floating through walls and whatnot? Disappearing in flashes of purple light. Anyway. Do you lick it? Make a constitution saving throw.
Really? Sure. Oh, and not that great. 11.
Yeah, that just tastes of weasel piss.
I tasted this before. Ah, it smells like urine. Damn it. Tastes like home.
All right. Anything else on your turn, Featherin?
No, I think that's it.
Alyssum, it is your turn.
Yes. So I'm standing here accused of grave robbery.
Correct.
The threat seems to have passed for the time being.
Apparently.
Also, just a quick question. Still, before waking up, was that counted as a short rest taken in animal form, or
Yeah, it was.
okay? So in that case, I do actually have a wild shape left.
Yes, you do.
Fantastic. I'm gonna drop concentration on the moonbeam.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't want to threaten anyone with my giant orbital laser.
That's fair. Yes, understandable.
Giant orbital laser. So true.
That's essentially what the spell is.
Yeah.
Now, I was just taking a nap as a weasel, and next thing I know, I'm being buried alive. I was not trying to be disrespectful or rob anyone's grave.
Can I tell if he's being completely honest with me? Can I roll for that so I can fuck it
Sure,
up?
make an insight check.
Can I roll for that so I can fuck it up? It's
Well,
it's always a good premise if you play D&D.
18.
Okay.
18.
Guess I'll roll against that.
Yeah, Trevor, whatever you want to do. You can just give him an 18's worth of insight.
This tiefling seems very stressed and really trying to defuse the situation to be on her way. Like, it's not trying to deceive you in any way, shape, or form. Seems to be telling the complete and utter truth. Just not trying to. Seems kind of scared of you, and seems kind of like, I really don't want more.
He's really big.
Yeah, it's
also
really
an
big.
elephant.
I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen an elephant, let alone an elephant man.
Probably, yeah. All right. So,
So
I mean,
yeah,
you've seen
just-
weirder things than that, though. Let's be honest.
Yes,
This is actually pretty low on your scale.
I mean it's pretty low on the scale of
But it's very
weird.
big. It's big.
But at the same time, it's like I'm used to a lot of weird.
Hmm.
So this is weird to me, though it would not be weird to anyone else.
I mean, it's probably weird to
Given
a few
scale.
people still.
Yeah.
So,
You know, given the
anything
scale.
anything else on your turn, Alyssum?
No, that's it. If I can, I'll do a perception check, like just twitchily look around me to see if I can see the.
Yeah, sure. Make a perception check.
jellyfish. Man, I cannot roll for shit today. So that's a 12.
It's a 12.
I don't think it's enough.
No, I don't think it is. So, it is now the jellyfish's turn.
Oh no.
And you can hear a banging coming from this coffin. This tomb, that's sort of a raised thing that's like on the ground. Looks like it's been there for centuries.
Which one? Sorry, I didn't see it.
The one with the
alright.
thing.
The one with the bad
Yeah,
guy on it,
I
Shadow.
was
That
looking
one.
at
Actual
all
monster.
the other ones, and I was like,
Well, it's not the one that
"This
somebody's
one?
standing on
This
already. That would be
one? No,
stupid.
this one." Sorry.
So you hear
Oh,
some
you
banging.
some sort of
I'm gonna make a strength check to see whether they can make it out. And you see the top of it crack, but it doesn't actually open. Steve, your turn.
Okay.
Just a large thump and then a cracking sound.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk towards it. Very nonchalant.
Measured?
Excuse me, please. There. Yeah, I've measured it. It's 25 foot away from
No,
me.
I just meant it's a
thought so.
measured pace.
Oh. I was like, have you measured your distance? Making sure. Yeah. Very casually say, could you excuse me, please? And I'm gonna just crack back at that thing. Forgive me
good
for
to me.
disturbing the dead.
Okay, so you bring the hammer down on another tomb.
Yeah. That's 18 to hit. I mean,
Yeah, that'll hit the giant stone tomb.
just in case, natural one, I might have bounced off and hurt myself.
The tomb rolls out of the way.
Yeah. I'm an elephant. I'm pretty slow. It's possible.
The world eroded below the.
Yeah.
Elephants are quick, man. Don't knock elephants. Those things can move at like 30 miles per hour.
Yeah.
They just
They
take a
are
second to
almost
get
as
going, but once they get going, they're real fast. Not quite as fast as
They're-
hippos, but they're fast.
They're almost as fucking terrifying as bears.
That's 15 damage on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Um,
So this crack is now much larger, and a piece falls in. You can see the body of a knight inside.
okay, I'm a
Ceremonial longsword in his hands.
I'm gonna just go for it. Should I roll to the attack again?
Yeah.
Yep, cool.
Like you said, you
Uh,
might bounce off and hit yourself in the face.
15.
Yep, that'll hit the stone tomb.
And that's 16 damage.
16 damage. All right, yeah, that's enough to decimate the rest of this lid, and it just falls in on top of the guy. And I'll say there's a little bit of follow through there, and he takes 5 points of damage on top. Aren't I a
Yeah,
generous
right.
DM? Okay. Do you have a bonus action you want to take, Steve?
Also, you could move your token and roll 20, if
Yeah.
you don't mind.
There you go. Oh, we got him.
No.
All right. Andrew, it's your turn.
So
Let's
it's
see.
visible that this enemy has emerged in a new location.
Yeah, you know that it's over there, but you can't see it because the walls of this tomb are, around it. It has to climb out before you can see it, or you
If
have
I
to go up
were
there and
to
look in.
move here, how much visibility would I have?
I'd say you'd be able to just, it's starting to get out. It's all, time's a bit loosey goosey.
Yeah, as long as I can see him is what I mean.
Yeah, sure. You can see him.
Because I can
You just gotta be
sacred
close
flame
enough
him.
for sure.
Yeah, we'll attempt to sacred flame this time with 12 damage.
12
I should have
damage.
disadvantage due to being prone.
16 DC. Yep, it takes 12 damage.
All right, that's all for me.
Okay. Asdar, it is your turn.
So I'm assuming I just saw the big elephant attack the other grave.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it was very obvious what was happening. It wasn't
Right.
a subtle thing that happened before that. It wasn't sneaking out of the giant stone tomb.
All right, so he knows what to do. He knows what just happened.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna shoot that grave.
You'll have to move up a little bit closer to sort of hearish to be able to see into it.
No, he's just aiming at the grave.
Oh, you just want to shoot the box? Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
He's kind of startled that there's gonna be another one of those, so he's just gonna shoot it.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. You want to step to the side a little bit so you get a bit of a better
Yeah.
shot with the, just in case of natural ones. You never know.
Not in the.
You never want to have a
Open
party
grave
member
here,
in the
but-
middle when you roll a natural one, dude. So an 11 will not hit the knight.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, sorry, it will hit the grave though, and you're aiming at the grave. So
Yeah.
so yeah, sure. The side's starting to splinter off as these two divine things. There's not much left of this tomb on the side that Steve and Asdar are hitting it. That's for sure. Featherin, it's your turn.
Wanna go up? Shunk.
Yep.
Look inside
Mhm.
and probably
It's
see
a
the knight.
Yep.
Like, what a shame. You've been here for so long. And then stab.
Roll your attack. At advantage, because they're prone, technically.
Ooh. 23 to hit.
23 to hit. Yep, that will hit.
Nice. And that's 11 damage from the short sword.
11 damage from the short sword.
And then I also try to just punch them across the face.
Sure. Yeah, you punch him. Punch
Yeah.
it.
I try to, man. I try. 24.
Okay, yeah, that'll hit.
That's the wrong die.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
think that sounded like a
5
D4.
damage. No, that was a 6.
Okay.
That's 5 damage.
Do you want to do anything
Yeah.
else? You still have a little bit of movement left.
Yeah. Am I gonna take it? I'm just gonna move around here.
All right.
Make a little bit of space for other people to see.
Okay, so listen, it is your turn.
Yes. I don't want to be close to that thing.
That's fair.
So I'm just gonna rustle up behind the priest.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the weather like by chance?
It's a pretty sunny day. The sun's
Okay.
just dipping below the horizon. It's you're coming into twilight now.
Okay, well, it won't be too sunny too long.
Uh-oh.
As I cast Call Lightning.
All right, and you're smiting my my little guy there.
Yes. Now, question: is this guy here still standing there, or has he ran off?
He would have run off at some point since the thing.
Okay,
started cracking.
so I'm not in danger of incinerating him by planting the lightning there.
Not unless you roll real badly.
I don't need to roll. He needs to roll. It's a save.
All right, so you're throwing that right in. Do.
Yeah.
Okay.
This should be the only target of it.
Yep, no worries. So dex save. Oh, I rolled it. 1 and 2. So that's my day today, guys. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Yeah,
Better
that
than 10.
doesn't make it.
That doesn't make it. Yeah, okay. So it takes 3d10 damage.
Well, takes 10 points of lightning damage.
Takes 10 points of lightning damage.
Yeah.
All right.
You're not the only one who can't roll for shit today.
Okay. Anything else on your turn, Trip?
Nah, I'm good just hiding behind the priest for the time being.
Sure. So it's this knight's turn, and he's pushing these pieces of gravestone, like coffin lid, tomb lid, whatever you call it. I don't know what you call those, like freestanding, not in the ground, but it's not really you know what I mean. Pushing those bits off, stands up, clambers to its feet, and is going to take a great sword swing at the rogue, who is blatantly
Not
more
there.
annoying than everybody else. No, Shelley's here. She's
Fuck
just
you.
in time to get attacked.
Sure.
And now that the stone's out of the way, you can see that it is in fact a great sword that it is holding. And it's gonna go for you.
That's jeez.
Does a 18 hit you?
Yes, it does.
It does? Oh, lucky
Yeah.
day. Oh wow. That is 5 points of slashing damage. Woo!
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, half the average for that roll.
Hey,
Okay.
use your reaction to
Hey.
uncanny dodge.
And who's looking at the corpse right now?
Can't. Okay.
I am.
I guess
think
I am.
everyone.
Pretty much everyone, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So
Can I see it from where I'm standing?
you can now that it's stood up, yes.
Okay.
And the head spins around on this knight. Seems like a bit of a party trick. And the helm is sort of, it gets snagged on a pauldron for a second, and it's a little awkward, but it keeps going, and it's that kind of made it so much more real. Like like if its head just spun around, it's like, oh, that's weird, but it could be an illusion or something. But the way it got snagged, and you could really, hear the spine crunching around. Everybody needs to make a wisdom save.
A what?
A wisdom,
A wisdom
save.
save. I rolled a 14.
Real bad. I rolled an 8.
14.
I'm good.
Oh
18.
God, 23. Holy
Like,
oh my God.
18.
been there, done that.
So Shelley is the Featherin. You're the only one who failed the save there. You are frightened. Like the first time, it was like, oh, that was gross, but also you were still like, ooh.
Yeah.
Now it's a little
Now I'm
more.
like, ooh.
"Ooh."
Oh.
Okay, and it's going to stagger out. You can't see what race this corpse is underneath, but I mean, there's probably not much of a corpse there. And it's going to clamber over the side and make it about that far, as it's just staggering towards this guy who shits himself and
Would
legs
I have
it.
been able to opportunity attack him, trying to
Yeah,
stagger
sure.
away?
Same.
Disadvantage for you, Shelley.
It was a 5 anyway. So like, yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
It's a 6 for me.
Well, fuck both of you guys.
Nice.
All right, Steve, it is now your turn. You can chase him. Your warhammer got stuck on the side of the thing as you try to swing past. You know, that tunnel vision, like a helicopter pilot helicopter gunner shooting his own rotor. That's a real thing that happens, guys.
All right. Have you guys ever seen an elephant charge something?
Yes.
You're
fine.
Everybody's like, yeah.
not again.
Right. But
Now
I'm,
imagine that elephant in armor.
I'm a charge it and try and flick it into the air like with my tusks. Like,
All right.
I'm trying to throw him up in the air like
Sexy. No, I'm into it. Okay, go for it.
um
Is this an actual feature that you have?
Oh no.
I
just
was
asking if
I
could
was
do
just
it.
checking. Yeah, sure, you can do it. I'm into it. I was just not sure if they'd written rules for that.
I don't know what to do
make
roll-wise.
make it in a. I would say.
Shove?
No, I would say make a strength roll and add your proficiency.
Okay. So 12.
It's a 12. Yeah, so you charge up and you like jam your tusks into the plate and you nothing happens.
Almost.
That armor weighs a lot, man. Like if it was just a person, no problem, but plate armor,
Add like 40 pounds for plate armor.
yeah, that's a lot. And you kind of feel that oh, that's not good in the just between the shoulder blades.
Oof.
Okay. So
You tried to lift with your back when you should have used your legs.
exactly. Yeah, you got to get under it.
Yeah.
Do you have a bonus action you want to use there?
No.
Okay.
No, maybe just to pull myself kind of out of
Yeah,
the
sure.
armor.
You can disentangle yourself for the rest of your
Yeah.
turn. Andrew, it is your turn.
Yeah, seeing this thing becoming more and more of a threat, I would like to bonus action cast Hex on this monster,
Sure.
causing it to have disadvantage on strength check,
Okay, that makes sense.
and then try to again destroy it with Sacred Flame.
Yep. Nice. 10 points of damage. It didn't like
fails.
that, this radiant flare. Oh, yeah, sorry, I have to roll. That's an 18, so he doesn't actually take any damage after all. Ooh.
Oh.
Every time there's like a big amount of damage, I'm like, oh, he's not gonna like that. It's like, oh no, he doesn't actually take it. Sorry, guys, I'm just such an asshole. I'm really
It's
sorry
fine.
about that.
I mean, that is also very on brand for every time I've seen Sacred Flame used.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It never connects.
Did you want to
Well,
move
last time
there,
it did.
Andrew?
Yeah, I'm moving a bit more
Yeah,
towards.
Asdar. it is your turn.
Let's shoot it again.
Okay.
Oh,
An 11 is going to miss. It actually does hit, but it just bounces off the plate armor. Doesn't find the force damage dissipated. And same again.
god damn. I have a +8 and I'm still rolling like.
Yeah, this is not a
It's a
good
3 and a
graveyard to be
6.
fighting things that are coming out of
It's
the
a 3
ground
and a
either.
6 that I'm.
Like, these guys
Why
are
do you
really
think
geared
of-
up.
Why do
Yeah.
I think I've only been casting spells that forces Owen to roll?
Yeah, I rolled terribly.
Yeah. I just need to roll damage.
All right.
Oh
Anything
god,
else
that
with
would
your
have been
turn,
a lot of
Alistair?
damage if it hit.
Yeah, it would have been. As anything else, Asda? Bonus action or anything?
No.
No. Featherin, it is your turn. You are frightened.
Yes, I am. I want to jump up on this grave,
Yep.
just away from the thing,
Mm-hmm.
so I can do that. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not going near that thing. I want to take out my longbow instead of my short sword
Mm-hmm.
and fire at it
Yep.
at disadvantage. I
Yep.
know.
No sneak attack while having disadvantage.
Nope.
No, I didn't even hit because I rolled a 5 again, so 11.
You're like, I don't even really want to look at it.
Oh, that's
Oh, I missed.
disgusting,
Oh,
and the
no.
ceremonial swords are not even supposed to be used like that. Ah.
Anything else for your turn?
No.
Make your wisdom saving throw.
No. 10.
It's really like this is the least fun funeral you've been to in a while, and they're called funerals for a reason.
Yeah, right.
Listen.
This just makes me question. This just makes me question. What was the funeral that was worse than this?
Well, there was the one with. No.
It is your turn, Alyssa.
Yes. Take a wild guess.
Do you lightning it?
Yes.
Nice.
I got the storm cloud up for this very reason.
I rolled an 11. Does an 11 avoid your lightning?
No. Take 19 points of lightning damage.
And this lightning comes down and it streaks around this armor, crackling, 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 and the body falls to the floor. And the jellyfish emerges from it.
Hit it!
I got nothing to do with the bonus action.
Kill
Well, I
it
can turn
with
into an
fire.
animal, but that doesn't help.
Thing.
I mean, this isn't the worst time to turn into an animal when you've already got cool lightning up.
I
This
know,
should have helped
but I
my
want to
action.
save that for
Yeah.
something I can trigger with the bonus action.
That's fair. So it is the jellyfish's turn. What can the jellyfish?
Just gonna go into the next grave. Oh, graveyard is gonna look completely destroyed.
Don't worry, I have potentially 600 lightning strikes to do.
All right. It's going to cast Phantasmal Force on the elephant in front of it.
Oh no.
So if you could make an intelligence save for me, please.
Oh no.
Two.
2.
Oh no.
You turn suddenly as this massive strike impacts you on your shoulder, and it hurts, and it was huge, but it doesn't hurt quite as much as you thought. But it still hurts. And you turn to see that there's a second knight right there with its greatsword buried into your pauldron. And you take 6 points of psychic damage. And we'll just, use this as an
That's the
illusory-
vision.
the illusory one is slightly pinker. Maybe we'll make that more dramatic. There we go. And it's right behind you, man. Just attacked you. And the jellyfish is gonna try and take that opportunity to just float off in sort of this direction.
I'm a swing as an opportunity attack. Just can I? Yeah.
Yeah, you can swing.
Does a 13 hit it?
A 13 just misses, I'm afraid. And also, I was really debating whether I was going to do some janky stuff, like it can fly through walls, and it was already moving, so. but I won't do that because I'm not a complete asshole, and you missed anyway. So, Steve, it is your turn now. You're still engaged with the knight behind you.
Okay.
So,
with my trunk, I'm gonna grab the holy symbol off of my belt, lift it up in the air, and I'm gonna start praying. Doing a turn the unholy.
You want to do turn the unholy? All right.
And that's if there's any unholy within 30 feet that could hear, see, or any of this with the prayer.
Yep. Okay. Each fiend or undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's gonna be unpleasant.
That's not fun. Don't do that. No. But Alex. All right. DC 12 saving throw. Ah, no. So terrible. I rolled a 9, so it fails, and it is now frightened.
I feel like the average rolls of all of ours has been like a 6.
Must spend its turns trying to
Yeah.
move as far away from you as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. Can't take reactions. Can only use the dash action for its action, or try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, the creature can use the dodge action. Interesting. Well then. I guess we're going to be chasing this thing through the city.
Great.
Andrew, it is your turn.
Yeah, seeing the jellyfish is the primary problem.
Yeah, you don't see
would
the
like
thing,
to-
by the way. Like the
Yeah, I
knight
see him
attacking
swinging in
Steve
the air.
is complete. Like as far as you're concerned, Steve just turned away from the jellyfish like he was bored.
Confused but still focused on the jellyfish, I would like to move Hex to the jellyfish.
Yep.
And this time attempt to destroy it with Celestial Blast.
Okay.
So a 17 and a 16.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So both of them for 34 damage total.
Damn.
Poor jellyfish.
Yeah.
34
Well,
points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but some of that's necrotic.
Yeah, 6 of them necrotic. If it matters.
It's like that's like the 2 damage types it's not resistant to. I swear to God.
Intriguing. Well, that's 3 damage for me.
Yeah. So you 1-hit it. Well, 2-hit it in this case.
Nice.
And just snipe it out of the air. So you see the jellyfish, and it's not, it should have dimension doored, man. You just bam, bam, snipe it out of the sky. And it falls to the ground. The phantasmal force ends.
Can't concentrate if it's dead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, this jellyfish is kind of like oozing into black oiliness on the ground. And Steve, the knight that you turned to face up to, is completely gone.
Well, now that it's dead, hopefully, everything should as I look around, everyone panicking, like slowly fading the voice, like should return to normal.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay, Asda.
Azure hasn't fully realized it's dead.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll shoot it again.
Okay, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay,
Now
yeah,
I
you
can
hit it. Yeah. I mean, it's technically prone, so you
no.
do have disadvantage.
Oh, come on.
Well, a 21 does hit.
21 does hit, yeah.
Oh.
Well, according to Jeremy
No.
Crawford, a corpse is an object, and can an object be prone?
No.
Who knows?
I'm so upset.
The better question is: can an object make a successful dexterity saving throw?
Mm.
Nope.
Featherin,
Definitely dead now.
Am I
it
still
is your
afraid?
turn.
Yeah.
You can still technically see the thing that you're afraid of, so yeah. No, you can't,
my
because the thing died. You were scared of the when it was a night, and it's not a night
Is there
anymore.
anything
And
left?
the knight
Oh,
got
okay.
disintegrated by lightning.
Not disintegrated, but yeah, that's a pretty ruined set of plate mail. It's very black now. You could call it blackmail.
Looking interesting.
Oh.
I'm gonna shunk over there because I can,
Mm-hmm.
and does it like it's oozing into the ground?
Yep. Oily blackness. You gonna lick it?
No.
This is why you know what weasel
No.
urine tastes like, because you lick everything you find.
Mm,
Lick it, lick it.
maybe.
Maybe later.
Yeah. I don't think I have like anything. No, don't really have anything that's helpful. Well, I'm just gonna stick my short sword in it, so there's like some of the stuff on the short sword, on the sticky, like oily stuff, so I can look at it later.
Okay, sure.
So I just.
Yeah, it
like-
hisses a little bit.
Ugh. And I look around a little if I see anything else, and look at the coin. Is it still glowing?
Yeah,
The weird coin that I found.
yeah, still glowing. Weird.
I don't like this graveyard. It's the first one that I don't like. And then I'm just gonna hold my action for anything that's might
Alyssum,
happen.
Yes.
it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Quickly just have a look around, see
Mhm.
if the threat is over.
Yeah.
See the oozing
Make a
jellyfish.
perception check.
Okay. That was 23.
Whew.
All right. It appears the
Now I
danger
can
has
roll on the
passed.
thing I'm good at.
It appears the danger has passed.
Okay.
We are out of initiative, everybody.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
Hooray.
like, just for safety's sake, I'm just gonna blast the jellyfish with lightning again.
I mean, feel free. You guys can overkill it for days, but we don't need to be in initiative order for that to happen now. I just wanted to keep you guys on the hook for a second.
I mean, after this, I've 597 lightning bolts left from this cloud, so
We'll keep it
Just
in
gonna
case. Who
keep it
knows?
up.
just like for the next 10 minutes, it's just gonna be every 6 seconds lightning strikes the same spot.
You gotta make sure it's dead.
Lightning never strikes twice. It's just we have a druid in the party.
Yeah, how do you think Igor's charge up the Frankenstein machine?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, the what do you call them? The people who shout the news.
Town criers?
Town
Hear
criers. Thank
ye,
you.
hear
The town criers
ye!
are-
There's gonna be
Lightning
big weather
strikes
events.
graveyard
Flashes,
912
freak storm
times!
hitting Yodler under. Freak storm hitting Yodler under.
Yodler
Oh.
under attack by divine forces! Somebody pissed off the lightning guard! Praise the seas! Aquarian lives!
Arian pissed off at this specific spot in the graveyard.
Aquarian rejected for a date!
Now I'll maintain concentration, just like peek
Mhm.
beyond the priest. I think we're safe.
Like, I don't know how to bloody tell.
Perhaps it's best to hope, you know?
Just a cloud above roiling with lightning.
I'm a cleric. And you're asking me to hope.
He nods with a shrug.
Pray?
And he leans in and he goes, but hope's a lie. Also, I don't know where his accent's gone.
This
How
my
does it
accent has been all
disappear?
over the place too. So
Gathered here today.
I would like to see
Oh,
if
there
there's
it is. I found it again.
lessons of the Namsefni. If anything that I can remember.
Make
Can
a
relate
religion
at
check
all.
or a history check, your choice.
Yes. Yeah, I just wanted to see to remember is if this is something I've seen before, given past events. Or is this
Make a
completely
history check.
I got a 13 for my religion check.
You got a 13 for your religion check.
Yeah.
There is a lesson about fighting in graveyards. It is advised not to do it.
have I?
I don't think so. I got a 10.
You got a 10? I mean, you've heard of jellyfish before, but you're pretty sure they can't do that.
I don't think I've seen jellyfish.
No,
before,
you've
but I've
heard of them.
Yeah.
Have I heard of any creatures that inhabit like dead bodies?
Okay, does anybody not want to make a history check?
I'm not making one.
Yeah, Andrew isn't making one.
Alright. Just
I
these
feel like
other
I might
nerds.
have just read about it, but like
Yeah,
it's
make
a
a
little
history
out
check.
there.
Go for
it's
it.
a little out
Yeah,
there.
make a history check. Go for it. I'm fine with you making a history check.
No.
Yep. Never
Yeah,
heard of it.
11.
You're
No.
like, damn, been hanging around graveyards this whole time. Never knew they could be this much fun.
It wasn't fun.
No, it
it's,
wasn't.
it's not.
was a
Oh,
bit
that
stabby.
sucked. And a punchy. Anybody got a glass vial or anything like that so we can... I'd really like to know what kind of monstrous jellyfish this was. I'd like to look at it a little bit closer. If anybody could have like a little glass vial for me to get some of the black goo. No one? Really? No one?
No.
I really should stock up on these. They're always so helpful, and I forgot to buy some. Well, I stick my finger in the black goop.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
You stick your finger in the goop.
Yeah, for science.
Oh no.
That's 2 points of acid damage.
Words of acid damage. Shit.
You want to climb underneath the corpse and hide underneath it too?
That sounds like a super smart idea. Who did that before?
Nobody we know.
Hey,
No,
there wasn't a
but we
corpse
know,
there when
no.
there wasn't a corpse there when I entered the coffin.
No.
Yeah,
that's true.
funnily
But,
enough,
like,
I was making a different inside joke.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tune into last week's Trials of the Wilds with the Dragon Killers party to find out what happened there.
Cheeky self plug.
That's not a self-plot. It's a self-plot.
Yes, it is. We deserve it, man.
We do deserve it. We deserve all the
It's
plugs.
Great. It's so much fun. It's so good. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back and rifle through this one, that grave, and only to like I try not to disturb it too much. I just want to see what's in there and if I find another coin.
Okay, sure. Make an investigation check.
19.
Doesn't seem to be anything of that nature in there. Could you stop robbing the graves? Oh my
I'm
god, that was not
investigating.
Irish. Gathered here today. Could you stop robbing the graves?
I'm investigating.
And what exactly are you investigating? There's not
If
much to
there's-
investigate. Look, there's your culprit right there. You've got some of its goo Are you all right? Your finger's smoking a little.
Yeah, it's still smoking a little. I didn't really get it off.
Make a dex check.
No. No. 6.
6.
Yeah.
You take another point of acid damage as it sprays up off your finger onto your face.
Ah. Got anything that counteracts acid? Burns a little. No.
Let me see your hand. Andrew like steps forward and like gently caresses the palm of your hand as light shines from. As I do try to use healing light.
Yeah, go for it.
Ooh.
As you recover 4 hit points.
Fancy. Nice.
Isn't that exactly what you lost for the acid?
Thank you. Yeah, maybe. I think so.
It's
I don't
close.
know. I didn't really lose that many hit points. Thank you. That's nice.
Don't mention
That
it.
helped. Do you know what this is? Take out the glowing coin. The weird glowing coin. I'm
Could
gonna
you
look
put
at-
that
Never
back in the
seen
grave?
coin.
That's supposed to be being buried with Wekar. That's where you found it, is it not?
I'm just interested what it is and why he had it with him. And if it had any sort of special stuff.
Well, yes, it did have special stuff. Why do you think he has to be buried with it?
Well, that's why
Go
I'm
and put it back
interested
right
in it.
now.
You're no fun at all. I just want to know.
You gonna put it back?
Mr.
I'm gonna put it back.
Are you?
Mr.
All right.
Half-elf man,
I'm gonna.
Hello?
I'm gonna.
could it be that the coin attracted the jellyfish?
I don't think the coin could have attacked the jellyfish.
Attracted.
Oh, I thought you said attacked.
Pardon.
Yeah,
not
you've
my
got a bit of a weird
native
accent.
language.
Where are you from?
Yet. Have you heard of Prelight?
Of what now? Said the
Realize-
DM and the NPC.
It's where Alison is from.
I read your backstory, man. I didn't memorize it. Come on. Work with me here. Say it again, slower, with all the consonants.
Prelight.
Ah. No, I can honestly say I haven't. Is that in North Torpen, is it?
Something like that.
While the cleric's
Mhm.
guide is distracted, I wanna like bow down into the grave and like put a gold coin in there and get the other coin into
Ooh, very nice. Doing a dump and load at the same time with a bit of misdirection. I like it. So you
Do I have a chance of noticing that?
you do, because she's gonna have to make a sleight of hand check.
Oh no.
What's your passive perception?
Oh. Natural 20 again. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, so how much is that? Is that
Different
like 1,000,000?
It's not a million, it's just a 23.
Oh, well, I mean, does anybody have better than 23 passive perception?
I do have 99.
I got 99 problems, but your passive perception ain't one, my friend.
yeah.
So you yeah, easy enough. You toss the coin back in. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bloody cheek coming in here. So, what are you guys doing? The
I
priest
would
is
like to
sort of like
approach.
gathering up and he's comforting people, and the dwarves are crying, and you know, they've just watched the corpse of their you know, family member get beaten on by a giant fucking elephant.
And another bunch of strangers.
And then yeah, there's just like holy lights being flying everywhere. We got a very holy party.
There was fire involved.
Yeah, there was fire, there was lightning, there was
hilarious
thunder
to
at
me.
points.
Yeah.
Everybody's super I'm like right in the middle. Oh, does this move? Are you dead?
Poke.
I'm gonna
Lick.
open up this grave to see what's inside. Can you please stop doing that? What? What?
Investigating? No, we're supposed to investigate.
I just
Nah,
I wanted to see if it was
I'll just
undead.
awkwardly walk around whenever I get surprised by something, there will just be a little random lightning bolt hitting somewhere harmless.
Zap,
You know that
zap.
you know that thing that people do when they're like don't know what to do with themselves, and they'll pull up their phone and pretend that they got a text.
Mm-hmm.
Azur's doing that with his spellbook.
Oh, oh.
At this point,
yeah.
Andrew, you would notice that Carol Slipshale has headed over and is talking to the dwarves clustered on the other side. He's saying, "Oh God Almighty! I can't believe that happened. You know, right at the start of the funeral." And they're like, "No, that was the end of the funeral, Carol. Right at the start, I missed the old thing because of that jellyfish. Are we gonna do a new one? Do a do-over?"
Like at first there is a look of odd, like is it really him or am I hallucinating?
Mhm.
I then nod to myself like a little and approach him.
I'll be fine. You know, I'm sure that we can just we can speak to Percidal over there, and he'll just run it back, eh? Oh, can I help you?
Are you Daryl by any chance?
Carol? Aye, that's me. What do you want?
I was supposed to find you.
Find me? What do you want to find me for?
I'm not sure. Something has guided me towards you.
Well, that's fucking mysterious, isn't it?
Trust me, I've seen worse, but I'm still confused as much as you are.
Aye, when you see, you've been sent to find me, you're not one of them repos, are you?
No, sadly. Well, happily for
No? Alright. What do you want then? What do you want from me? You found me. Here I am, Carol Slipshale, at your service. I definitely don't owe you money.
No, I'm not even
I'm
sure
Carol
why.
Slipshale, right here at your service. You're not sure?
No, but
You know,
Andrew
this is
looks
just
around
typical.
him.
You know, I'm here. It's my friend's funeral, and you know, there's all these kinds of going-ons, and then somebody comes up to me and says they're looking for me, but they don't know why. They expect me to know the answer. Is that what this is here, lad?
Andrew just shrugs, but he then says,
Well, as it happens, you do look pretty handy, and I was actually on the lookout for a couple of handy people. Hey, here, Steve,
Yes, Carl. What like?
come over here, lad. I'm gonna tell you
I'm
what. Oh, hang on one sec. Oh, I'm deeply sorry, you know, for everything happening at the funeral. I'll tell you what. If you come into the bar next door, you know there'll be a drink on the table for you, and some of it will be free. He's gonna sort of gesture at Andrew. Well, come on then. Well, I think there's only one way to have this conversation, especially after these goings on, and that's over a pint.
Andrew nods and
So he's gonna pull
hopefully-
you, and he's gonna point at everybody else who was involved in the fight. You, and you. Go on.
Sure.
As he points, there's just a crack of lightning.
Yeah, and you as well, Sparky. Do you want to stop? By the way, I think the danger's past.
Sorry. Well, med consultation.
Well, while I was helping out with the fight there, I saw that all of yous were pretty handy. You're all sat back at a table in the bar now, assuming that everybody went along with him. And he's placed the drink in front of all of you, and the bar is empty because Unlike Carol, everybody else was able to see out the window the whole time, and they did not stick around.
They probably left as soon as the thunder waves happened.
Yeah, it got really bad. Like that drew their attention, and everything else made them leave. So, even Sluizel is Salosa is not there right now. So he just draws the pints and sets them down, and he's got you all in his usual spot in the back, which, as you know, Steve, is a corner booth. Which fortunately there's a little side door there, which if you open up, you can just about fit in around the table there without being like completely in the way of everybody ever trying to get anywhere, you know. Unless they want to get to the outhouse, which is through the side door. But they can go round. So he's gathered you all up at the table. He says, when I was helping out with a fight there, you know, that was good work from all of you, and I'm on the look for some people to do a little bit of a, not a tricky job, easy money, but just a bit of garden. There's a parade coming up soon, and I got asked if there could be a sort of traditional dwarvish guard, and I said no, and they said you had to. And I said no again, and they said it's for the council's 20th anniversary rule in the city. You got to. And I said no. And they threatened to kick me out of the city, and I said yes.
So in what way are we a traditional dwarvish guard?
Well, the traditional dwarvish guarding method is to find any bugger stupid enough to do it and place them front and center. Which is about what we're doing with you lot. But 20 gold. 3 gold each.
And
I just look around at everyone. Then
There's a free
lean
bar
into-
afterwards.
lean next to whoever I'm sitting next to. Is that a lot?
For most people,
And?
yes, but I'm not sure it's worth it.
All right. I knew you were going to put the screws on. 35 is my final offer.
50 and we'll do it. Each.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, 50's fine.
Now,
You get the impression maybe he had a little more margin to be working with there.
That was very quick.
You don't say.
Carl, you seem far too eager to give away the money.
I'm not giving
No.
it away. You're working for it. You got to stand there for nearly 45 minutes.
And you expect what to happen? Like, why is it worth so much?
Fucking
to you?
nothing. It's not worth much to me. Otherwise, I get kicked out of the city. Look, someone on the council's got a fetish for dwarfishness or whatever. That's why there's been a couple of these dwarf-themed bars popping up. It's handy for me, because I'm the most dwarfish blogger around, as everybody knows. And so, if, you know, they're looking for somebody dwarfish, they come to me and go, oh, Carol, what do you think the most dwarfish thing is? I'm a dwarf consultant.
can I see if he's actually exaggerating it?
Yeah, sure, make an insight check.
I'm the dwarf.
A 19.
consultant.
Yeah, he's exaggerating it.
Yeah, Andrew is keeping it to himself, but he understands the situation.
Yeah, he's bigging up a new opportunity. That's how it comes across to you.
I mean, it does sound a little boring, but 45 minutes I could do for 50 gold.
It's more than a gold a minute.
No, it's not.
If we sat around for 45
Here it is.
minutes and we get
50 gold for
each.
45 minutes.
Yeah, I know it's actually like Andrew isn't saying that. Like Andrew's trying to bluff.
Can't math. I see.
No, Andrew is trying to bluff, like trying to make him, because he's drunk in a way. He's like trying to bluff him. Like
You're right.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Just Jedi mind trick it.
I'll tell you what. For you, special rate 35.
No, that's too little. Come on. You want us to stand
All
there?
right,
You
fight.
should have it.
40's my final offer for you.
Again, I'll just lean into whoever I'm sitting next to. Should I help with this?
Yeah.
I
don't
mean,
know.
it depends how much you care about money.
I mean, I do care about the money more than, you know,
Okay.
about
Just
standing
sit
around.
up and say, how about 100? How about 100 gold per person? And a cost suggestion.
Oh. Oh, you
As-
cruel bastard.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
What have you
Wait.
done?
Alright, so you cast suggestion.
Yep.
Let me go and Let me just go find my spell sheet for Carol.
He has counterspell somehow.
But
doesn't.
this is racial ability.
Still, you're still casting a spell.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, he succeeds because it's ooh, let's see, for a wisdom saving throw, that would be a 23.
No, that does not succeed.
For reasons.
And he just looks at you and casts enlarge on himself.
Oh no. I look
Yeah,
at
you've
now
got your you've got your fucking tiefling tricks, but I've got mine Duragar. As he expands to twice the size and towers over you.
Yeah, I'm just shrinking into my seat. Sorry.
Could you teach me that spell there, Carol?
Excuse me, I'm sitting right next to you, and it's getting a little cramped.
Imagine you between
All right,
me
all
and-
right, all right, all right. And he just shrinks back down to his normal size.
Ah.
Drops concentration.
Thank you. Lord.
Don't fuck with me. 50 gold per person, 45 minutes, 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow.
Can you at least tell us exactly where this is?
Yeah. I'm gonna give you all the details, and it's just starting at the seat of Lawful. So if we hop over to the map, I'm just gonna move you guys over to seat of Jotla. Sorry, Lawful's a completely different thing. So it basically there's a bridge that goes across here. Oh, hang on. There's a bridge that goes across here. You guys can see. I don't know if you can or not.
No.
The stream can't.
We also cannot.
Wait, did I
No,
move you
we're
guys?
blind.
I did move you guys. Can you see my arrow?
Oh,
Yeah, I
now
can
we
see
can.
that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
battle.
Yeah. So there's a bridge that goes across here. This is the seat of Jotla, little island that has all of the sort of civics. Most of the council members live there. Not all of them. Most of them. The magistrate lives in Stone Spire. If you ask around, it's fairly common knowledge. And across this bridge is where the parade is going to be tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. And it looks like we've got no customers left, so I'm not sure anybody's going to be keen on staying this end of town until everybody's sort of thought this is going to settle down. So I don't mind, I'll have a word with the boss. But I think it'll be all right if you all stand here for the night. What do you think?
Oh, that would be helpful, at least
Yeah.
for me.
You all look like rude traveling. Do you know each other, by the way?
Not at all.
Complete strangers.
Completely new. New faces.
Wow.
Fascinating. Anybody ever died before? No? Shame.
I raise an eyebrow.
As does Carol. I see we're getting right to the deep questions first off the bat.
Just
I've been
Common
resurrected
stuff,
one time.
really?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
I was sitting next to him.
Yeah, I
and
used to be a
leaning in
gnome.
really close. And you've been resurrected to a Durga.
That's how it happens sometimes, I'm told.
How did you die?
I was eaten.
Flip open my notepad.
I was
How did
eaten.
it feel?
Disgusting.
And
I wasn't fucking. No, I haven't died. And I wasn't a fucking gnome. I fucking can't stand gnomes.
now I have
You ever
to
seen
prove
those
that
garden
that's
gnomes? They
the
look
way-
nothing like gnomes. They look
Have
like
you seen
dwarves,
it?
but they're not
You
called
must
garden
be
dwarves. They're called
mistaken my
garden
notepad.
gnomes.
I can't stand gnomes. I crush them.
Can't stand on them, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm while this is happening, I'm just very timidly handing everyone a little red berry. It's a good berry. Just like, don't hurt me.
I take it. Is that poisoned? I eat it.
No,
Is it poisoned?
no,
Well,
it is a standard good berry. It is the
Well,
opposite of poison.
Yeah, while you hand me my good berry, Andrew looks at you and says, why were you even in the grave?
I didn't know it was a coffin. I was just wanting to take a nap.
I mean, it happened to me before.
They don't look like coffins. They don't normally use stone. Not for a long time, anyway.
What made them change?
Well, they kept getting back out. And we
And
thought
I'll
stone's
just
harder
say-
to get out of than wood.
Yeah, Andrew nods.
That
True.
yes, that is correct.
Yeah, I mean, even that stone coffin that you saw, that used to be wood.
That used to be wood.
Yeah, Percival got one of them transmutation wizards from up on Stone Spire. Eh? Give it a quick whoop whoop.
Make it stone.
Yeah,
Oh.
lasts for a year. He said.
What would you have done if it came out then after a year?
It's a problem for the Percival of next year, I guess. Percival's not one for really thinking ahead.
I see.
He's a bit of a silly bastard, if you ask me. But what did you expect, Torg follower? Please. You see, there is actually a holy symbol at Carol's belt, and it's just a simple. It's like a series of gears interlocking with a hammer as the sort of central axle. The hammer is the handle of the hammer.
Do I know what kind of
Make a
god that
religion check.
is? Religion.
I've known Carol for a little while. Do I just know
21.
this?
21. Yeah, you do just know this, Steve. But for you, you do spot it and you recognize it. It's a very rare religion called the Toil. It basically worships hard work. Like, you just want to be working 24/7.
So very Durgar.
Yep.
Grave robber. Well, I shouldn't call you that. You're a
I'm
truthful
definitely-
man. I know you told me the truth. Do you have a name so I can address
Um,
you correctly?
I think
I'm-
it's a woman. Says Carol, leaning into the Loxodon.
Well, you small creatures all look the same to me.
Are you fucking having me go up my side? And he strains for a second. Oh shit, I already did it.
There we go, Carol, now.
Oh yeah, that's not the first time you've seen him do that. He's like a
Yeah.
pufferfish, you know.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
for they?
Yeah.
I'm Princess Alyssum of Relight.
Princess? What do you want 50 gold for? Princess
Florence.
of where?
Relight. I told you.
You didn't tell me.
mentioned it.
Whereabouts is that in the world? Never heard the name before, I think.
Carol slams back his fourth drink since you guys sat down 10 minutes ago.
I'm not drinking. I've got tea.
You're not drinking, but you've got tea. That's a waste of tea,
But-
my friend. Drink the tea.
Tea is lifeblood.
Tea, please.
It's not the same.
I'm gonna spurt some of it at the 4-4 for that.
Oh.
Nice.
It's somewhat difficult to explain.
How do you mean?
Well, it's not hair.
Oh, other plane shit. Ah, fucking tiefling. Should have known. Fucking.
Other plane.
Yeah. Nobody from another plane ever does a day honest hard labor. It's just ridiculous. I mean, it's magical.
You come from another plane of
It's just ridiculous.
existence.
Steve, I mean, you can get on board with this, right? It's fucking wankers. Not doing a fucking. You got to do their share, not just hide away. Ooh, no, we don't live on the prime material plane. Your monsters aren't our problem. Fucking,
Well, you're
we
sitting in
don't
a
care
bar
that
there
you've got
drinking from
mind
what all
flares.
I've
We've got
seen,
Avalons. Sorry?
I muttered to myself, well, you're sitting in the bar all day drinking from all I've seen.
Yeah, but
Kinda
that's
to
my
myself,
job,
like,
innit?
No, don't be harsh now, Carol. You
Not
must
very
take the lessons of not judging.
Hey, I work all day, every day. My job is to sit here being a dwarf and drinking. And I'm bloody good at it.
like that.
Yes,
Wow.
Prelate is in the land of the eternal young, if that makes sense to you.
Oh,
Doesn't. Do people die there?
It is possible.
But not common? Eternal young sounds like, you're eternally young?
Yes.
How does
sort of.
that work?
Just shrug. I don't really know. It's just the name of the place.
What are you doing here then? If I'm allowed to ask.
Alison just gets this very solemn look about her.
Forget it. That's okay. Well,
no, tell us. What is it? Why are you here?
Shut up.
Leave her. It's fine. If she doesn't want to tell, it's never good to.
All right.
Well, I'm from Ameria. And I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah, elf. Should
Because
have known.
it's such mixed company. I've never seen so many races at the same table before, and it's just very exciting.
Not a city girl, then.
I am now. I'm not really a girl.
Oh, sorry. Long hair. Hard to tell. You big folk all look the same to me.
Karen.
I look the looks at that at the door around.
Just looking confused.
Me and Carol just looked at each other with a little smile, like.
You both spend too much time with each other.
I've only known him for 4 days.
It's a mistake.
And
I made.
already.
So, does
All right.
anybody have anything they would like to do? Any kind of topics of conversation they want to bring up?
Not for me.
I mean, other than the princess's name? Yeah. Other than you, princess, do you know anyone around this table? What are your names?
Oh, excuse me for not saying that. I didn't. really
Carol
know.
Schlipshale.
Carol, man, I know what your name is. Relax.
I'm Andrew. Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Andrew. My name is Svol Takum Endel Van Essos. But you could call me Steve. It's much more easy for the common folk to understand that name.
I see.
I look to the next person around the table that I don't know the name of, which I think is Tesco's. No, Asda.
he kind of snaps into the conversation. He has no idea what's going on. He's just kind of pretending that he kind of randomly nods his head. What?
Well, that's a strange name, but what? I'll work with it. Do you have a more common name that I can then use? Like mine is quite complicated. Yours is just a word. Do you have a common name?
Yes, my name, of course. My name is As They Know It, because I know it all.
Okay.
Ha!
Confused
I
response.
get it.
How? How did I even get here? What is happening?
Just mentally shift down a couple of gears when you're talking to Shaz. All right,
haven't
well,
cut
now
on
we
these
know
videos
who
before.
everybody is. What about you, Elf? What's your name?
Me. I'm Fathurin Forgedawn.
Fucking fancy name.
Thank you.
He leaned in subtly to Steve and basically yelled it. His whispering voice is slightly louder than his normal conversational voice because the bass reverberates, you know.
I love him. Oh no. Oh. Thank you. Yes, I chose it myself. Well, the first one, not the last one. That's inherited.
All right. Didn't ask for your life story. Probably haven't got time to read it.
Not sure you'd understand either.
Well, look at me. I'm an elf from Ameria. I know what I'm talking about. You're in Yotla now, love. Don't mean shit.
No, I'd rather meant on an emotional level, but sure.
A what now?
Exactly.
Why are you so interested in death? You don't mind me asking.
I wouldn't say I was.
Carl, I think
Ridiculous. No, they're talking to
not
me.
being talked to. Carl, what have we talked about? These lessons and learnings and moving forward with our lives. It's
What
okay to
was it
work
you
hard,
said? An
but-
interrupting arsehole's always an arsehole or something?
Well, for you, it's definitely true.
I have no comment to that. Who wants another drink? And he goes on, starts pouring some more, more tankards. Now that, you know, because he poured one for all of you and 4 for him. Now he's finished the 4th one. He's gone back to get one for all of you and another 4 for him.
I have not touched
Nice.
my drink this entire time.
He doesn't care. He just adds them to the...
So I'm just gonna have like a
Adds them to the
collection. of
He's gonna
tankards.
finish them later.
Amazing. Well, to answer your question, I've just always been interested in it. I don't understand how people cannot be with, well, all of us being surrounded by it all the time. How can you not want to understand it?
Yeah, but you're not, are you?
What am I
Elves.
not?
Surrounded by it. You hang out with a bunch of elves. How
Well-
often does one of you die,
Yes, but you see, everything else dies.
See, us
which is
dwarves, we
so
can go a bit,
interesting
but
to
if a
me.
tunnel falls on you, a tunnel falls on you.
Well, if something falls on me, I'm sure I would die too.
Yeah, well, what's going to fall on you? Trees? They don't fall, do they? Unless someone's there to look
Well,
at them,
there's
and
a
if you
lot
can
of-
look at it, then you can get out of the way.
Animals around, and yes, trees do fall sometimes.
Right, I've not really considered the possibility of people, things and people dying before a couple of months ago.
Oh, yes, since where you come from, that's not very common. Well, it's not very common where I come from too, but everywhere else it is. Like elves don't die often, or when you're surrounded by some elves for your whole life, it's not very often that you see it, but when you see it, I'm just so fascinated by it. I can't even explain it.
Why did you ask if any of us have died?
Well, if you had before, I'd just be interested in the story, how does it
Oh, I've died
feel, and-
before.
No, you haven't. You lied to me before, and I wasted precious space in my notepad.
No, I was resurrected. I used to be a
Liar.
gnome.
So
Andrew just
disappointed.
chuckles.
I'm just so disappointed that he's lying.
Yeah, my parents tried disappointment. Didn't take.
Haha.
All right. So the evening progresses. You get to know your companions a little bit, not much. Nobody's going deep on. Carol's there to interrupt any kind of meaningful conversation before it really gets going, which appears to be his sort of stock in trade, and leads to a lot of people going and just taking another drink instead, which you start to see why why he might be handy to have around. People like to drink so they can put up with Carol. And as the evening progresses, Sluice comes back once the danger's clear. You can watch through the window the progression as the graveyard gets tidied up a little bit. Some guardsmen show up, and then they enter into the bar to have a little bit of a chat. And that's what we're going to pick up next week.
Cool.
So, how'd you enjoy the first session of the campaign?
This was fun.
Technically, we did start next to a bar, so I'm deducting some points.
One person started in a bar. I said nobody was going to start in a bar except for the people who did.
You did call it
I
before.
mean, 10 out of 10 would be buried alive again.
I bet you've never started a campaign by being buried alive.
No, I haven't. I have started some campaigns in strange circumstances, but never being buried alive as a weasel.
You're going to be so good at RPG Never Never.
I'm still confused on how that happened.
Well, you see, when you don't already have a body in it, a stone coffin just looks like a stone box. And that could be a luring, it's out in the open, round the back of probably like an outhouse, ready to be used. So, druid, panicking, terrified, in a very confusing city that's got a lot of like streams and canals and stuff. And there's, it's kind of hard to go in the direction you want to because you like follow a road and it winds around. Then suddenly you're crossing a bridge to another island and now you need to find a bridge to get back. It's like being in Amsterdam.
I'm guessing this one is worse.
Yeah,
I thought of
There's
this-
less bridges, so.
I instantly thought of the one Morrowind city.
Oh God, you mean Vivek?
Where I was always like, oh, I have to go over
Yeah,
this bridge.
Vivek is the
That was
worst.
the wrong
oh God, I
direction.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Vivek. That's the capital of
Yeah,
the
Vivek is, yeah.
Plalu.
Yep. I never walked into the right direction, in that city. God, freaking damn it.
The Empire.
Yep.
Yeah, that was. But yeah, I enjoyed the session. It looks like everybody's
Me
gelling pretty well at the table. How does everyone happy with how it started? Anybody unhappy? Any concerns that anybody wants to share?
No, everything was fine for me.
Great. So I'll assume it was for everybody. Everybody say bye,
Yeah.
Twitch.
Bye, Twitch.
Bye,
Bye,
Twitch.
Twitch.
See you next
Bye.
week.